Guys, welcome to the Out in Westchester podcast. We are coming to you from Z Prime Steakhouse at 189 East Post Road in White Plains, New York. Check them out at zprime.com. That's the letter Z, Z Prime Steakhouse. My name is Frank Pellegrino. I'm joined, as always, by my wonderful co-host, Liz Wadolski.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited for this episode.
This is the fancy episode so far.
It is. We finally classed it up.
It's
our dating episode.
I had to find a dress
shirt. Dating in Westchester.
I had to dress up for the dating episode, and I'm joined by 3 women. So this is the first
time.
Yeah, I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm outnumbered. Because we have 2 fantastic guests with us tonight.
We do.
To my immediate right is comedian from Westchester local, Kaitlyn Murphy, who's going to be at Lucy's Laugh Lounge in Pleasantville on Friday, July 12th for the Empire State Stand-Up Showdown, and also on Wednesday, July 17th for a fundraiser for Yellow Hammer. You can follow her at Kate Comedy. That's KAITKOMEDY on Instagram and Twitter. Caitlin, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for
coming
having
on.
me.
Yeah.
It was so nice.
This is
Love
beautiful.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
There's like gold everywhere, and I'm wearing a shirt from Target, but that's okay. From the clearance. From clearance.
We're also joined by Mary Elissa she's the lead singer of Rocksteady, very popular Westchester County-based band. They're going to be at the Ferragusto Festival at Arthur Avenue on September 8th. And also, Mary's going to be doing some wine stomping at the Ben Marl Winery in Marlborough, New York on September 15th. Thanks for joining us, Mary.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. Yeah.
Thank you for asking. It's
Absolutely. She's one of the best singers around in Westchester.
She's fantastic. And she's married to one of my favorite Westchester comics, Joe Cuomo.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Small world.
It's a very Westchester-centric episode. Everyone's born and raised, I think, in Westchester, right?
I'm originally from the Bronx, okay?
It's close enough.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Born in the Bronx, but I've been here since I was 8, so yeah, I was raised here.
Raised here.
There you go. There you go.
Kaitlyn, I want to ask you, the fundraiser for Yellowhammer.
Yeah.
That's on Wednesday, July 17th. Tell us about that. That's coming up really soon.
Yeah, it's creeping up on us. I'm really excited. I'm co-hosting it with my best friend, Riley Lassen. Mm-hmm. And we're putting this show together because we really want to raise some awareness about, all the women's rights stuff going on in Alabama. So Yellowhammer is a fund that really is benefiting women down there, the women's rights and everything going on. And we just want to bring some attention to it. And,
Good.
Yeah. And, both of us are really big on, we love doing comedy, but I don't know. When I'm doing, producing a show, I like to try and have it benefit something. It gives me a little more push to get people out, and I think it encourages people to come out, and if they're interested in whatever the fundraiser is, it just maybe if you're more interested in that, now you'll get interested in comedy. Who knows?
It gives you more drive to make it successful and promote it.
Yeah, so we have an awesome lineup. The comics are amazing, and I'm so excited. We're gonna have some awesome raffles, so it's gonna be a good time.
I think someone I'm familiar with, Chrissy Mayer's on that one.
Oh, yeah.
White Plains and Westchester's own Chrissy Mayer.
Yes.
Also Christine Meehan-Berg, who just released a brand new comedy album called Bumped.
Yes.
You can check that out on iTunes, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And we also got Olga Namer. She's blowing up. She's all over New York City. She's an amazing comic, and more to come. So yeah, we'll have some special guests. It's gonna be great.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
Liz, you said you had some feedback from last week's episode, and you won't tell me what it is.
From one of our episodes earlier.
Oh, not the last one.
First episode we ever did from Sawmill Tavern. They were contacted by the Food Network after we did our podcast.
Really?
And we've gotten over, almost 18,000 views now?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The Food Network wants to do...
Cut that part out.
Food Network wants to do an episode with them on their channel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Are you taking credit for that, Liz?
Absolutely. It was our reach.
Yeah.
It was immediately after our podcast, a week after our podcast came out, and we had 17,000 views.
Wow.
And they are just floored. They're thanking me so much, wow, you guys did such a great job. We really are reaching a lot of people with this news in Westchester.
Wait,
That's
awesome.
incredible.
We're so close to New York City, that's why.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So note to other restaurants in the area,
Yeah.
we'd love to be hosted by you. We'll eat your food and drink your drinks, and we'll talk about it. And you never know what can happen.
If you want to sponsor us, definitely reach out to us. Sponsor or even advertise on this podcast. It's definitely worthwhile.
Yeah.
So they can reach me at info@outinwestchester.com if they're interested in hosting us going forward.
It's a really fun, really isolated and targeted way to advertise a place because we're only promoting this in Westchester County.
Right.
So if it's a Westchester County establishment, then it really is in their best interest to, hook up with us.
Right.
And
Well,
we'd
it's
love to work with you.
outinwestchester.com. So
There you go. That's it.
isn't that great?
I love it.
They are so happy.
Be so proud of yourself.
I know. Food Network.
Yeah. No, that's
Huge,
great.
Definitely.
And 18,000 views?
Something close to that.
That's-
17,000
On our first
Double digit
episode.
thousand.
on our first
That's all-
episode.
That's great.
Yeah.
So when was your first episode?
3 or 4 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
I think
wow.
Oh my
So-
God.
beginning of June.
In less than a
That's
month.
great.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, like you said, we're so close to the city here in Westchester, and I think it's really building. But there's so much that can happen here. Like people travel to the city so much, and I'm not knocking the city, but it's great up here.
It
Like
is.
I mean, for me, still living here and going down into the city all the time, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I got to move out soon, but I'm like, I'm in such a good location.
Yeah.
It's such a prime spot.
It is. It's like little
To get
Manhattan.
everywhere.
I agree.
It's
I
really great.
definitely
Like
agree.
Connecticut, not like Jersey, the
That's
city.
why we pay the highest property
yeah.
taxes across the U.S. other than Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
It's true. And
It's true.
then you start looking at it though, and I'm like, I see why my parents are doing that. I'm not doing that.
And you have the Hudson River. You have the Hudson River and all those views of the city.
You
Yeah.
do.
And you
do.
have, the whole Connecticut shoreline.
Yeah.
That we
great.
can use the beaches there.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
It's
We're
so
close
nice.
to Long
I agree.
Island. We're 2 hours from the Hamptons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's a
really
great place to live.
it doesn't get better, honestly.
I agree. And even the school systems are great too.
I agree.
Yeah,
know,
that's
so-
why we moved up here. When I was living in the Bronx, we came up here for the school systems, and I truly think that made a huge
Oh, yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be on this podcast formulating sentences if I stayed in the Bronx. I'm just
Apparently,
kidding.
I can at this point.
You can. You just need to drink more. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't
What
really.
are you drinking there, by the
I
way?
am
They've got, by the
having
way,
a Belvedere martini for the first time. on
they
this
had a
podcast.
really, really cool drink menu where you open it up
Yeah.
and it lights up.
It
Yeah,
lit up.
I saw
First
that.
class all the way.
That's like opening up your drinks, and then you just see all your friends. You're like, we're about to get lit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just
Well, I
right
thought-
there in your face.
That was-
No other options.
That's true. That's true.
Kayla and I both thought it was a touchscreen. We
Yeah,
went to
I thought it
start
was a
swiping.
computer, and I was like,
That would be
"Whoa."
so cool.
But they kept it. It's not too much though. That would have been a little too in your face. Like I like
Yeah.
I like the paper with the light behind
But you
it.
ever go to a restaurant because it gets dark in
It gets
here,
really
which
dark.
you want it to be when
That's
you're on
such
a
a good
date.
point.
You want it to be
Yeah.
dark because we look much better in the dark, ladies, right? So that when you open the menu, you're not like, "Where's the candle? I can't see what's
Or get your
going on
glasses,
here."
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
right
agree.
there. I think that's probably why they did that.
That's exactly
I just thought
why.
this is cool, but then when you said that, I was like, no, that's
And I'm
that's
sure
it.
that costs a bit of a money to put that together,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's well
beautiful.
worth it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They did a
very
nice job
impressive.
here.
They
really
spared
did.
no expense
Nope.
with the decor here. I mean,
Oh, no.
there's crystal chandeliers. The chairs were sitting in our lamb skin?
No, lamb leather.
Lamb leather. Each chair that we're sitting in,
$2,000.
$2,000. The glasses we're drinking from are $40 each. And there's a 14-karat gold 5'5" statue behind the stage, behind the bar. And
Mannequin.
Mannequin.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how much that costs, but it's 14-karat
tell you.
gold.
Yeah, gold mannequin at
This
the bar.
is really, really.
High end, yeah.
I
it's
think this
beautiful.
chair costs more than my car at this point. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm just gonna take this home.
And
Just
which will
gonna Flintstone
depreciate
it back, be
faster.
like, this is my new whip.
That's it. We could just scoot our way back home.
Yeah, just scoot, be like, I got a new. I'm like,
Could you let me get to the left?
like, this is actually more valuable than my 2004 Chevy. Okay.
Could you imagine?
That's so funny.
Yeah, this is Liz. Can we do someplace like this every 5 episodes? This is our 5th episode. I think. This
It
is number
is our
5.
5th
I have to
episode.
say, I feel very special being here right now. Honestly.
Yeah, I do. I'm like,
This
oh
is
man.
the most fanciest
Well,
place I've been
it's
in.
our dating show, so
is
I
great.
wanted to class it up a little bit so
Everyone's
that
dressed
these
up
men
so
know
nicely.
what they need to do for us.
Yes.
It's a steakhouse,
This is a
ladies,
steakhouse.
and this is the
Yeah.
best place to meet a man in Westchester if you're single.
Yeah.
Go to a
yeah.
bar at a steakhouse because there's always one or two at the bar just
That's true.
hanging out, having a martini. martini.
So that's the scam. You go to the bar by yourself, dress up nice, and you just wait for an older rich man. Is that what the deal is?
Well, not older and rich. They can be younger and rich.
That's true.
I mean, why do you say older and rich?
I think I'm dating myself. I imagine an older man than me courting a younger woman. I think is what I'm imagining.
We'll take any age. Doesn't matter, right, ladies? Yeah.
Before we get into the dating part, Liz,
Yeah.
let's hit your picks. Picks for the week.
All right, so picks for the week would be, all right, everything's coming up outdoors at this point because this will be released on July 7th, right? So Harrison Reeves Park in Harrison has Rattlin', which is one of our favorite bands in Westchester. They are giving out a T-shirt night on Wednesday, July 10th, and it's also guitared by Carlo Frigarino, who is did the theme music for our podcast.
Oh, wow.
They're amazing. They used to be a
awesome.
U2 cover band, but now they nail it. The four guys, they play everything that you want to hear, rock and roll though. I mean, they're a great rock band. And they put on quite a show. Gary, the lead singer, is all over the place. He entertains. It's not, by no means is it not entertaining. It's phenomenal. You're always entertained. He gets up somewhere. He'll sing with like a flag. It's just great. They're awesome.
Now you said it's a T-shirt night. Everyone gets a
They're
T-shirt?
giving out a Rattlin' T-shirt
to everybody.
to everybody.
That's great.
Yeah, I guess until they run out.
Wow.
Yeah.
T-shirts
So that's
really bring people together.
They
I'm
do.
telling
I
you.
might swing by
Especially if it's
just for the
rattling.
shirt.
I
so
might
that's
too.
Wednesday, July 10th. The other amazing thing that isn't necessarily in Westchester, but again, we're so close to everything, is Stanford has his outdoor concerts on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Live at
They
5?
call it Live at 5.
Yeah.
Live at 5's on Thursdays, but then on Wednesdays, they do a 6:30 p.m., and that starts on also July 10th. And they have Andy Grammer kicking that
What?
off
Oh,
on
that's
July 10th.
sick.
Wow.
It's $20 to get in, but they're all at Columbus Park in Stanford. So Wednesdays it starts at 6:30, and the lineup is Andy Grammer and Southside Johnny Asbury Jukes on
they're
July
good.
17th.
Wow.
And then the Alive at 5, which is on Thursdays, and that takes place at 5 o'clock after
Right.
work. Their first guy that they have on July 11th is Shaggy.
No.
Wow.
Yeah. She caught me in the
Is that
shower.
what?
Are you
It wasn't me. Yeah.
That's incredible.
And it's
Wow.
$20 to get in, and you just bring a chair. It's awesome.
That
It's
is
really
incredible.
great. They set
gotta
up
tell
in
my
that
cousin.
square right there in Columbus Park, right close to everything. So, listen to it,
Wow.
go get something to eat,
Yeah.
or bring a picnic, and
Talk about bringing back the 90s.
Yeah.
I
it's
love
great.
that.
It's great. And then on the week after, on the 18th, they got 98 degrees.
No.
Oh my God.
That is what?
With Nick
What?
Lachey or without Nick Lachey?
With Nick Lachey.
Did you say Lick Lachey?
Lick Lachey.
See what she's
Is that
thinking
what
of
you wanna
doing?
do to
can't.
Nick
That's
Lachey?
what you want to do.
I can't talk today. I had a really rough night last night, so you have to excuse me.
A couple more, and we're going to put
a little
together a
Lick Lachey.
compilation
I'm
of
telling
your.
Lick
you. I'm
Lachey.
telling you, I love it. We're gonna lick Nashay.
and then okay, so those are like really the two major things that I thought were great. Well,
I
three
love it.
major
Awesome.
things, but also Jazz Forum. They do these jazz concerts free all over Westchester in almost every park, starting with Lyndhurst Castle, Dobbs Ferry, Pearson Park, Gordon Park, and Horan's Landing. It's all on the website out in Westchester. I actually put up a whole page that's just summer concert series.
That's so nice.
So I know I run through a lot of these events very quickly, but if you go to my website, I have a tab that you could just scroll through. And it's nice. These things start at 6:30.
That's great.
You listen to some jazz, you bring
Yeah.
a picnic. It's such a great date night type
It
of
is.
thing.
It is.
Right? Bring a bottle of wine, bring a picnic. You sit there, watch the sunset over the Hudson,
does.
and you listen to some
So
live jazz.
romantic.
Love it.
Music brings people together.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah.
hands
So those
down.
are my real picks for this week
I
coming
love
up.
it. That's great.
And one more real pick. Music does bring people together. When this comes out,
That's right.
Saturday, July 13th is the Pleasantville Music Festival.
That's awesome.
Parkway Field in Pleasantville. Last week we
That's
had
right.
Bruce Figler, who actually runs the entire festival, on with us as a guest.
Wow.
And
That's awesome.
July
he
13th.
gave us press passes.
Ooh.
So Liz and I are going to be there backstage
I think we should
with
do
a
some
lanyard.
live
We'll do some
stuff
Facebook
there.
That
Live.
is so great. You really should.
So make sure you're following the Out in Westchester Facebook page. so you can see what trouble Liz and I get
I go
into.
live quite often on that page.
I love
You
it.
do?
I do.
That's great.
So I'm going to get a giant
Thanks for
selfie
coming on
stick, and we'll.
camera. It wasn't me.
I know, right?
It wasn't me.
But I saw it on Facebook Live, Liz.
But it wasn't me. I love it. That is so great. That is so exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Guys, we are coming to you from Z Prime Steakhouse in White Plains, New York. Liz, do they have a new happy hour going on?
They do. They do.
I heard this is brand new.
It's brand new. They opened in November of last year, 2018, and my girlfriend and I, who we always go out for happy hour, and we sort of were at happy hour when we came up with this idea. We came in here and we were like, wow, check this place out. They didn't have a happy hour though, and we're like, gosh, it's like $12, $14 for a martini. I said, you really should put a happy hour together because you're brand new and nobody knows you're here.
Right.
Because it brings people in to taste
Yes,
your
definitely.
menu.
Yeah.
So they didn't have it. They said they were going to. He gave us a whole tour of the place. We were so impressed. They have 2 party rooms, one of
Yes.
which we're filming in right now, which seats, 10 people?
This is like
At
a
least.
nice. This is for like
Beautiful.
a 40th birthday party.
Definitely.
Like just your
Or
close
even
family.
just like a really nice, Easter
Or a
dinner.
meeting.
Yeah,
Or a
definitely.
meeting.
And they have it's a lazy Susan in the middle.
Right, so you
so
can do a
cool.
buffet.
That's cool.
They have another party room next door that
That's
seats
nice.
up to 25 people, and they can do a buffet in there. And then they have this amazing downstairs
Yeah.
party room that you could do a DJ, have your own bar down there, up
That's
to probably 80 to 100 people, right? You
What?
checked it out. I told you.
I got to
go.
see it with the lights
You
on.
have
but it was
to
big.
check it out.
I had to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing space here. So.
It's beautiful.
Really nice.
Really beautiful.
But their happy hour, let's get back to that for one moment,
Yes.
is between 5 and 7 p.m., half price wines and beers. So they
Nice.
do have something for
That's
people
great.
getting out of work.
It's every day?
It's every day,
That's
well,
great.
Monday through Friday.
That's great.
That
That is great.
happy hour is another thing. Brings people together.
I agree. I agree.
People like to get happy after
Yeah.
work because
Oh, yeah.
True.
work sucks.
Yeah.
I'm getting
It
happy
can.
with an old fashioned.
Oh, that's what that is?
It's an old fashioned. It's really good.
It looks like my
And
What are you drinking, Kaitlyn?
drinking?
an Aperol spritz.
Oh.
And that's what I thought yours was. I'm sorry to say that because this is kind of like a girly
like
drink,
it.
and an old fashioned is not. But
No.
yeah, it's delicious.
Was that on the special menu?
You know, I just saw it and I said I want it.
That's what Andrew got, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew got that too.
Nice.
It looked good. It was. It's all about the presentation.
Yeah.
Andrew's
And-
usually a red wine or white wine guy, but he's going with the spritz.
See, that's what I went for today.
Yeah. What kind of red are you drinking?
Oh, I'm drinking Pinot Noir. It's my favorite.
Nice.
Yeah.
I had a Chianti before this.
That's good.
And their wine list is incredible here.
It is. I saw.
Yeah. But this is definitely a perfect place for a first or second date. And that's the topic we're talking about this week. And I put it out there on Facebook to a few people to get their takes on dating in Westchester. Want me to read a couple and you guys give your feedback on this?
Yeah.
Sure. Without a doubt.
Comedian Ryan Lakestream wrote to me, I usually go out in White Plains to meet single people. When I was in college, I used to go to Iona bars, even though I didn't go there. For a first date, if I really like them, I usually take them somewhere nice like Fortina, which I think is in Rye. Or
Yeah, there's a
Armagh.
couple.
Armagh.
There's a
There's
few.
Armagh, Yonkers.
Right.
Yeah.
Or somewhere on the waterfront. If it's just casual, I just go out to White Plains bars and get drunk. It goes like this. You have your first drinks at Ron Black's. He gave us the whole rundown.
Okay,
First
that
drinks
makes
at Ron
sense.
Black's. Then you get shots at Brazen Fox. Then you go dance at Hudson Grill. Then you walk your drunk asses to Nikki's Pizza on Mamaroneck Avenue.
Do I know this guy? No,
Was that your first date with him?
no, I don't. I'm just joking.
Do you guys have any thoughts on going out to the bars in White Plains as you're a single person?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gone out there. I haven't gone out there in a while. I've calmed down a bit, but I went out to these bars for my 25th birthday, so it was about a year ago. And it was a while back. I don't remember much, but yeah, no, it's great. There's a lot of young single people out there. I was too drunk to form sentences, so.
I would, in my early 20s, I used to bartend at the Corova Milk Bar, which used to be the Great American Pub, and it's now Alex's Lounge. And every weekend, I would, after work, because Corova didn't have a great crowd, I would go and get hammered at the Thirsty Turtle and Kelly's.
I remember that.
And there was
Oh my
great
God,
music,
I
great
remember
DJs,
those.
cheap drinks,
Yeah.
the back patio, and
Thirsty Turtle will have bands.
yes,
Yeah,
they did.
they would. That's why. Yeah, I remember.
It was one of my favorite places to go in my late teens, early 20s. Mary, do you have any experiences on Mamaroneck Avenue?
Yes, I do. I grew up here in White Plains, so
You did?
I did. White Plains High School graduate, and when I go around White Plains, I bump into a lot of familiar faces. So it's kind of like a high school reunion. Not a bad thing, a good thing, but I'd say White Plains has really changed over the years. You know, I feel like a lot of the bars and venues that have come along Mamaroneck Avenue have kind of brought a different type of scale of people. You have your regular people that live in White Plains that go out there, but then you'll have a lot of people I notice that come from like upper north, like the Putnam Valley area,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Stanford even, a lot of people. So you
I've
can really
noticed-
meet a lot of different people.
Yeah, because I've noticed like a lot when I meet people from outside of Westchester and I
Yeah.
say I'm from here, like White Plains
They
seems
know the
to be the
bars.
central spot.
Yep, they
It
do.
is.
Yeah,
They know that
they're
area.
like, oh, I've gone out and they know the bars. And
They
it's
definitely
happened
do.
several times.
It's definitely
It's a very
true.
popular spot over here.
So
I remember
yeah.
going out in Stanford sometimes. Those bars, last calls at 1:30.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they close at 2.
So they would all the people that want to stay out later, they go from Stanford at
To
1,
White
1:30,
Plains.
right to White Plains.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yes, I've had experience in quite a few bars.
The more I'm thinking about it, the more drunken makeout sessions I remember having
Oh.
at Thirsty Turtle and Ron Blacks and all those. It was bad. If you were single out in White Plains, things would escalate very quickly. With
Because there's alcohol involved.
a lot of
Yeah.
alcohol
And music.
and music, yeah.
Yep.
And a lot of people.
And a lot of
Right,
people.
and a lot of people.
Yeah.
Wall
Yeah.
to
A lot
wall
of
people, like claustrophobic.
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
And if one bar sucks, you just go next
To
door
the
to
next
the
one.
next bar.
Best.
You
I
can
know.
bar hop.
Because
but
they don't
really
really have covers.
No.
No.
So you just
They
go
don't.
in and out.
all
That's
right
true.
next to each other. It's
Yeah.
like, there's just
True.
a strip of bars.
It's
on
insane.
Mamaroneck Avenue.
You
now
just
in
go in it,
Queens.
and then there's always that one friend though who's like, I don't like anywhere, and it's like there's 10 places.
My God.
And a couple
You
of them are
gotta like
connected
one.
from the back.
Drink another drink, and
I
you're
gotta
like,
tell you, I think one thing people can connect with is being in like the dead of winter and standing on line to get into these bars.
Yes.
And of course, you're wearing an adorable little outfit and you don't want to
Oh, yeah.
show up with your heavy
Back
bubble
in the day.
coat.
Back
So
in the
you're
day.
freezing your butt off outside, praying to God that the bouncer's going to let you in soon. And you're like, oh my God, maybe this was not a wise decision. Wearing this little mini skirt,
It's true.
standing in 20-degree weather.
But we
I've
survived.
done it like in like single digits
Oh,
in
yeah.
college.
So
and
that's
it's
what
like,
I remember
what
about
was I
White Plains
thinking?
bars. Yeah.
What was I thinking?
Yeah.
But it was the place that everybody went. You had to
You
go
had to go.
Mamaroneck Avenue
You had to
Post Road.
experience it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Everybody I know
You
did. it.
did.
Jenny Rose wrote to me, if I was going to go on a date and it had to be in Westchester, I'd probably pick the Drunken Chef in Mount Kisco. Good drinks, tapas-style food you can share, and then Fridays and Saturdays they usually have DJs, so it can get pretty lively. I can do without the White Plains underage children at the bars.
That is a thing.
That is true.
There's a lot of youngins now who are getting in here.
Well, they just opened a Drunken Chef right down the road on
Yeah, I was
Mamaroneck
going to say they
Avenue.
did.
oh, really?
That we have to get to host our podcast. Yeah.
That would be fun. I have
Yeah.
never been to either one.
I've been to the one in Mount Kisco.
Me too.
Food's delicious.
It's delicious.
I haven't. Wow.
All tapas and all different types of ethnic foods too. Like you can
Frank,
go there
I
for
am-
Indian.
I am getting you out there, Frank.
You're getting me
Yeah.
out in
You'll like it.
Westchester.
Yeah, you'll like it.
John Apicelli, good
Oh, yeah.
friend of ours.
We know him.
I always see him at Lucy's and at Foley's in Pleasantville. He says the Washington Irving Boat Club, Sunset Cove, on the weekends is the place to be.
in the summer.
That's true.
Yeah.
100%.
Music, boys, girls, sunsets, the Hudson, food. Anyone should be able to meet someone there. I frequent Lucy's, Foley's, Victor's, and Pete's Saloon. I tend to follow the live music. All are fun and good for a drink, but might be a bit loud to have an intimate conversation. Freebird in White Plains is good as well, socially. And he also recommends Mediterraneo in Pleasantville. Lobster specials every Wednesday.
Nice.
Thoughts on Sunset Cove?
I love it.
Yeah.
Love
I was just
it.
on a date there on Sunday.
Well, there you go.
Were
I
you?
was.
And away we go.
Woo! Let's get
What
to
happened
it.
on the date?
Here we go.
Oh, he was great. He was nice.
There you
He
go.
was after me for a long time. I met him last October, and I was like, "What does he want with me?" I don't get it. So, Facebook is like the new match
Oh,
now,
yeah.
right? Mm-hmm. So I'm very selective with who I friend and don't friend. And because once you friend them, they message you and they think, hey, they wave at you.
They get the
which I
wave.
never
Oh,
quite
the
get.
wave.
The wave.
I don't
hate
understand the
the
poking.
wave.
What is with the
no,
wave?
the poking.
The
The
poking?
Oh, and the
I don't-
poking too.
I don't get
which
that.
I don't understand. Like, I don't see the poking until it's 3 months later.
makes
and I'm
no
like,
sense.
oh my God, he probably poked so many other girls by now.
I
It's
get
weird.
poked by my cousins and aunts.
It's weird.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's what it used to mean.
I would never walk up to somebody and poke them. So it's like,
Why am I going to do
why
it on
would
the
you-
internet?
Why
Yeah.
do they even
I
have
don't
that
get it.
poking? I don't
I
get
don't know.
it either.
Like,
I don't know.
who came down and be like, listen, I just thought of this new feature.
Right, at
Let's
Facebook.
poke.
Let's poke people.
Each
Let's
other.
poke people.
Right.
Yes.
What do you mean? You know, like poking, but not actually poking, but poking.
Yeah.
Like what? Like what?
Yeah.
Who?
I
So
don't
who
it's a
get
thought
that.
message?
that?
No, not quite a message, but also very
Just-
similar.
It's
Grabbing your attention.
It's
and
almost like
bizarre.
a hey without there being a messenger. So
I feel like
if they're
15 years
involved with
ago-
someone else,
But here's
they
the
would
was
be
a
funny.
caught.
thing.
Here's
Yeah.
the funny thing, though. You poke somebody, then they poke you back, and then where do
And
you
what
go
does
from
that
there?
mean?
I don't know.
I don't know what that
and then you
means.
poke
Poke again?
again. But I don't
It's like
understand.
bottomless. It
Someone
doesn't
tell
stop.
me
Why?
if that works for them. I don't understand it.
I
Like,
don't-
Please
I don't
let us
know.
know if poking is a thing.
I think if somebody poked me, I'd be so turned off. It's
I've-
like, just say hi.
You'd rather
Yeah.
wave?
no,
Well,
but I
not
have,
even a,
I've-
just say hi. Like
Most of the pokes I've gotten have been like from real like weirdos.
But I've got them from friends. And I'm like, why
Well,
are
then
you
it's
my
like-
poking
friends.
me?
Yeah,
Just
same
text
thing.
me. What's
Yeah,
wrong
just
with you?
text
same thing.
I get them from relatives. People in their 60s and 70s,
I've got
and
that
it's
too.
like they,
Yep.
they probably did it by accident.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true.
Or someone
Definitely.
foreign from another
Yeah.
country. Like, I don't think I'm friends with this person, but they poked me.
So,
weird.
I don't know.
So yeah, I was on a date there, and it's beautiful.
It's a
perfect,
beautiful spot.
Perfect. You see the sunset. You really have your own little table. You're away from the music. Nobody knew that I was there on a date, except of course my date's girlfriends, who decided ex-girlfriend, who decided
Oh
to
my
text
God.
Oh, you
him
just scared me.
throughout the whole entire date.
What?
And he discloses
Why didn't he put
to
his
you.
phone
Told
away?
you that?
Yeah.
Why
That's
did
a red
Which,
flag.
hello, it's like, you broke up last July, and now you told me it was over. I don't really care if I go out with you or don't go out with you. I mean,
And he's been
I've got
trying
my
since
own life.
October.
No. I met him in October, and then in April, I found out who his girlfriend was, and I know these people, so I'm trying to like keep it clean. And I wasn't going to bring this up, but since you brought up Sunset Cove, I'm just going to disclose this.
It was meant to be.
If you're on a date with somebody and their
don't
phone
text.
is out
Yeah.
and they're showing you something, and then I sort of knew who his ex-girlfriend was, and I wanted to like feed into like, all right, well, how did it all end out? You know, how long you been single? And you know, it's always great to go on a date and ask questions that you know the answers to, so that you know they're going to be truthful to you from the get-go. And he was, and he was 100%.
Well, that's good.
And he showed me. Well, look, she's texting me. I'm like, well, why is she
Did he-
still
did he keep
texting you?
answering her?
No, he did not answer
Okay.
her.
I was
Oh,
gonna say,
okay.
it's
She just
weird.
wouldn't stop.
Yeah, I was like, wow, well, she's the one that can't let go, I guess. I don't know, but
So now, do you believe him that this is a one-sided
I don't really
conversation?
know because, you know, it's just dinner.
It's
You know,
weird.
girls got to get fed, right? I read something online today that girls just go out with guys because they want a free meal, and quite
Was
frankly,
20%
sometimes
of women, right? Was that the number?
30%.
30%.
Wow.
I
And
saw
quite
that the
frankly, you
other
know
day.
what? I always say, hey, girls got to eat. That's what I say. The other thing I always say to all my girlfriends, right? They're like, I don't know if I really like him or whatever. I'm like, go out with him. You never know who you're going to meet,
That's true.
right?
Yeah.
It's true because they're taking you to nice places. And, you know, if you're at the bar sitting there having happy hour or whatever, and he gets up to go to the bathroom and Mr. Millionaire is sitting right next to you and you hit it off, exchange cards, you never know what could happen.
Yeah.
So,
Was this a first date?
with him and I,
Yes.
yeah, it was. It was a
Okay.
first date.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you able to get past the awkward ex-texting, or
I am.
so you were able to
good.
enjoy the rest of the night? I'm trying to be
Yeah,
polite.
Have you
100%.
talked since? It's Wednesday.
We have talked since.
Okay.
Yeah,
Will there
but
be
I
a
wonder-
second date?
But I really wonder what's up with that. So I'm sort of backed off
Yeah, it's a
because
little
my
weird.
last long relationship, that's how it started, and it's not good if there's drama in the very beginning
Mm-hmm.
because they're not done yet, and I'm not gonna be involved in a three-way.
Mm-hmm.
I want him to focus only on me. If I'm gonna go on with a guy, it's us.
Yeah.
Not, oh, my ex-girlfriend still wants to be friends. I'm like, friends don't exist. You cannot be friends with somebody you just broke up with. I was like, block her and move on. That's what I had to do with my ex. I blocked him. I cut all communication off with him, his mother, his friends. I had to block all of them because they would all call me and be like, can't you just get back together again? And I was like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. So, yeah, but it's a nice place to date. It is a really great date place.
Beautiful there. Were you ever married, Liz?
Never married. Just long-term relationships.
Mary,
I'm an LTR.
Mary is married to a guy in buddies with Joe Cuomo. Where do you guys like to go out on dates in Westchester? Is there like a place that's yours that you...
Yeah, actually there is. I love Harvest on Hudson or Half Moon in Dobbsbury.
Both on the water too?
Yeah, they're both on the water. They're beautiful. That's our big thing. We love to go out to
Those
eat.
are two of my favorites too.
Yeah, we
I
love
love
to go to different venues and just see, what they have to offer. And for me, with singing, it's like I get to experience a lot of these restaurants and stuff. So it's nice. I'll go back there on a date for myself, and try the food instead of be working. So yeah. That's great.
Nice.
I love Half
Harvest
Moon.
is my favorite.
Yeah,
I had my
love
birthday
it.
party there.
Did you?
They have a great happy hour.
They really do. And they do so many nice daytime weddings.
I'll bring you there. I'll bring you there, Frank.
Beautiful.
Let's do it.
You'll love
let's do
it.
Where
It's awesome.
was your first date with Joe? Was that in Westchester?
Yeah.
Yes, it
Tell us about
was
it.
actually. I'm trying to think. It was a Brazilian restaurant that's no longer here, but it was off of Main Street. Oh my God, what was the name of this place? I'm drawing a blank. It was Broadway and Main Street, and it was a Brazilian restaurant. He took me to a steakhouse, actually.
Was it...
Do you-
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to. Do you know which one I'm talking about? I remember.
Was it
that
Argentinian?
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, that was it.
Something with a T.
It's right by where like the Walmart area is.
It was a very nice Italian restaurant at one point too.
I don't
It's
know.
on Broadway. I know exactly where you're talking
Yes,
about.
that's where we went. It was a steakhouse. I remember that for a
Yeah,
fact.
an Argentinian steakhouse.
Yes, it was delicious.
Again, great place.
It was a steakhouse.
Yeah.
Yep. It was
Great
a steakhouse.
start to any relationship.
It was definitely really good and very memorable because it had a really beautiful ambiance. The food was good.
Yeah.
you
That was
know.
your first date.
That was our first date.
That's so nice.
Do you remember where your second date was? Like, was that a... Usually I think it's like dinner is the
So
first
did-
date and then something fun is usually the second or
I'm trying to
third.
think. What was our second date? I think we grabbed lunch shortly, like maybe that week during lunchtime. It was Carumba he took me to. We ate at Carumba off of Main Street as well.
Yeah.
That's like a Peruvian place. They have a really nice buffet.
And see,
food.
I like to start with lunch. I think lunch is a
Yeah.
good way to get to know somebody.
It is great. It is great.
We
did dinner first, but then lunch. It was like kind of a last minute.
casual, yeah.
Hey, I'm on my lunch break. Do you want to meet here? So we had gone there, which was good.
It's nice.
Yeah, and they're still in business.
Now, you know what is... We were talking about Facebook before. You ever get like random messages from guys that just
all the time.
Yeah.
want to... It doesn't even make sense
All the time.
sometimes.
It's a little.
It's like, hey, I just want to friend you. I don't want to
Yeah.
bang you. You're friends. Like, leave me. And then I block them. I have to block them and unfriend them.
Yeah.
I do that to some people because,
You get the poke, you get the wave, and then you get the random
well,
message.
I'm on
You're
Facebook
like,
because
"Hey,
I'm working.
cutie."
Yeah.
Have you gotten anything recently, Kaitlyn?
Not on Instagram. I mean, not on Facebook, but I've gotten on Instagram.
That's everyone's on
Same
Instagram
thing.
now.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing.
What'd you, is
Same.
it
They're,
anything
they're
fun?
owned by Facebook.
It's pretty funny.
Okay, let's hear it.
Can I
Let's
read
hear
it?
it.
Yeah,
It's,
please.
Absolutely.
It's pretty good. I have not. I just have it here. 1 second. Come on.
People like sliding into the DM.
Yeah, he totally slid into my DMs. I have no idea who he is.
God.
Are
you
you
don't
ready
even
for
follow
this?
yeah.
There's no. My favorite part of it is that there's absolutely no punctuation. Like there's no
Oh, that's
periods,
good.
no. There's just
So you gotta straight read it.
Yeah.
Are you going to read it as if
I
there's
have
no
an Instagram
punctuation,
thing,
or
too.
are you going to read it as if...
Yes, I'm gonna read it as if there's no punctuation.
Oh, God. All right, let's go.
Just go for it.
Hey, how you doing, sweetie? I'm Jordy. Nice to meet you. I just wanted to speak to a beautiful woman, and I wasn't trying to be a stranger, so I had to speak and say hi or get something to get, because I'm trying to find a boo I can spoil and spend my time with, and you look like my type. So if you're looking for someone who will treat you right and be good to you, I'm a real one, and they don't make men like me no more these days. I have a good heart.
Wow. That almost sounded like a rap lyrics.
That's really good the way you even read that.
That's great.
Yeah,
good.
and then
That's
I
great.
didn't open it, and I just kept it here for my own, laughter. And then he sent me another one. Yesterday, actually, I'm just seeing this now. Hello. This time, I guess he heard me talking about the punctuation, because this time he said, "Hello, how are you doing? How is your day going?" And should I answer him while we're on here, see if he responds?
He wants to
Oh
be.
my God.
He wants to spoil you. So that's not even.
He wants you to be his boo.
I know.
Oh,
I don't
boo.
want to be
I
spoiled
know.
by him. Like
You know,
that
boo is
creeps.
very
That
endearing.
creeps me out.
Who calls somebody their boo?
Tell him to send you like a Visa gift card or something.
Yeah, right. Be like, or just send him my
prove it.
Venmo.
Yeah. You know.
Here's my Venmo. If you want to spoil me.
Yeah, exactly.
You seem like you already like me, so let's just get to the point.
Yeah. Punctuation.
Yeah. I'm done here, period.
I love it.
But there's so many fake people on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I had this one guy on Instagram who contacted me, and he had the picture of the doctor from Fox News, and I don't know that guy's name. And he totally was acting like him. Like, hi, I'm like, I'm with UNICEF, and I'm in like, Brazil
get
right now, helping all
food?
these kids. Oh yeah, helping all these kids. And I was like, and at first I was like, what? I was like, who is this person? And then I was like, played along. And then I realized that it was just a totally fake profile.
Yeah.
And I've had some of those on Facebook too.
Yeah, I was gonna say-
And there's something called, what is it? My girlfriend was telling me, ghosts.
Catfishing?
Catfishing.
Catfishing.
Yeah, yeah.
There was another person that was contacting me, and I'm like, who is this person? I'm like, what's going on? And they catfish you. They have a fake profile.
Yep.
And they try
It's a
to
whole
pick you
TV
up.
show.
And yeah, exactly.
Thank
And she
you.
told me about this, and I was like,
Yep.
that's really bizarre. So
I remember there was that whole thing that was going on where everybody was having their Facebook profile hacked, and then they
Oh,
were creating.
yeah,
And I remember
so
it was
it's-
like every week it was somebody was like, "Oh, don't friend request this person or accept it because it's not me." And I'm like, "Oh my God, like what is going on?"
Yeah. You had to be careful. Yeah, because
It was really weird.
It would seem like you were trying to
That
come on stuff,
smells
but it was
amazing.
someone else trying to beat
exactly. And I'm like, well, if
Yeah,
I'm
this
already your
looks
friend, I'm
so
not going to
good.
send you
Looks
another request.
you. Ooh, what is that?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
we got to ask you.
That is crab.
Oh, this is
That's
great.
bacon.
Oh, yeah.
That smells like really thick bacon. What,
That is
what else is
amazing.
here, by the way?
Got a homemade crab cake, crab meat cocktail, chicken Frenches over homemade fettuccine, bacon,
Wow.
and our homemade arugula salad.
Wow.
Awesome. Thank you
Look at
so
that.
much.
That is
This looks amazing.
Really spicy beginning.
Wow.
Which one's
Wow.
spicy?
The horseradish.
That's
Oh,
great.
okay.
Thank
All
you.
right, I think we're
Look
gonna.
at this
yeah.
crab.
Oh, that's
If you're
cra-
watching the video,
Unbelievable.
I think you understand that we need to take a break right now and try this
yes,
food.
please.
That
Wow.
bacon
It
smells
looks amazing.
so good. It just smells so good.
I can't even
love
remember.
cheese on
DMs,
salad like
That's
that.
all I remember right now.
That's
Jeez.
Yeah, we're
it.
talking about DMs.
We'll remind you where. Oh my God, do you
DMs.
smell that? Oh my
Dating.
God.
Frank, it's okay.
Liz
It's
had a bad day
it-
at
you know,
Storytime.
it
Bacon.
really is. It really is our first date with your first date or first episode with three women. So when you get up, if you have a heart on, we totally understand.
Chrissy will get it.
You don't know if it's from you guys or from the food.
It could be from the
That's
bacon. I
what's-
agree.
Yeah.
That's very,
It does smell
that's a
pretty
thick
good.
Bacon.
Yeah.
It's a thick
It is.
bacon.
It is pretty good.
All right, guys, we need to take a break. We're gonna try this food. We're gonna let you know what we think. We're gonna be honest about it.
And we'll
and-
continue our conversation.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be right back, guys.
Cool. Oh, wow.
Can't stop looking at them.
No, it's true.
We're rolling? Okay. Guys, we are back out in Westchester. We're still coming to you from Z Prime Steakhouse,
Wow.
189 East Post Road in White Plains, New York. We are joined by Kaitlyn Murphy, who's going to be at Lucy's Laugh Lounge in Pleasantville on Friday, July 12th, and then on Wednesday, July 17th for a fundraiser for Yellow Hammer. Follow her at Kate Comedy on Instagram and Twitter, both with a K. Also, we're joined by Mary Elissa, lead singer of Rocksteady, who's going to be competing actually at the Apollo Theater in Harlem on July 24th.
awesome.
Also, check out her band Rocksteady at the Feragusta, Arthur Avenue, September 8th. And she'll be stomping on some wine at Ben Morrow Winery in Marlborough, New York on September 15th. Follow them, facebook.com/rocksteadyny, or visit their website for all upcoming dates, thebandrocksteady.com. We are back, and we just ate. Whoa!
Amazing
We just ate.
That is so good.
Can we all moan after that? That was amazing.
Lovely. It was absolutely delicious here.
Girls, if I was taking on a date here, I would give it up on the first night.
Yeah, well, that's usually
The crab
the
cake,
idea,
the
right?
thick cut bacon, the chicken
The
franchise.
crab cake is the
delicious.
best I've
The
ever had.
crab cake?
Wow.
It was absolutely
And the
delicious.
crab appetizer, amazing.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
Definitely got to do a date
Like
here.
it was so fresh.
I know.
I can't believe
And then
it.
that horseradish that
The
they gave.
horseradish. Like what is
Yeah.
it? That's
It was
what?
lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
And since
Yeah,
this podcast
sing about
comes
it.
out,
Sing about it.
Oh, girl, I'm
So-
singing
so
right
if a
now.
man
My
took-
stomach is singing.
Let me just say, if a man took you here and you were able to order all that food and eat like that, how would you feel?
Like royalty.
I'd say, can we order more?
I would say, let's.
There'd definitely be a second date.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Would you
That was-
Yeah.
sleep with him?
That was lovely.
Definitely be like, maybe.
After that, I'd be like,
He's
I
got
don't know.
brownie
I'd be,
points.
the no turns
he
into a
would
maybe.
be. It would be. Let's see how many.
Drinks.
How many other places that'll take me? You know, you gotta. I'd squeeze
that's
it dry.
true.
You know what I mean?
I love it.
Wait,
Listen, I'm a
squeeze what
comedian. I'm a comedian. I'm poor.
The lemons for the
Lemon.
crab
Lemon.
cake.
Yes,
Yeah.
the lemons for
Squeeze
the
the
crab
lemon.
cake.
Squeeze
Thank
the
you.
lemon.
She's
Whatever.
got my
Dry.
back.
Of course, that's
So the
exactly
juice
what you
runs down
do.
your leg.
But
Wait, the lemon juice? I'm so confused. The lemon juice.
I just
yeah.
put it on my
Yeah.
crab cake.
Yeah.
You
one
want
on
to
my
put some
plate, the
juice
one on
on
my
my
plate.
crab cake?
Oh, the clams, by the way, delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah, delicious
That's really
clams.
Oh yeah, they were stuffed.
I know.
Yeah.
It was very good. Very good.
No one got that. Okay.
Oh, everyone's got everything.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's
was
happy
great.
and full and moaning.
Everyone finished.
We finished everything. That's true.
Oh, it's always a good night when everyone finishes.
Yeah.
It was,
I don't have
it was
many of those.
delicious.
And we already cleaned up everything afterwards.
Everybody
We're all
moaned
nice and
after.
All
clean.
cleaned
Yeah.
up. We even had someone come in and clean it for us.
And
Yeah.
bring a refill on drinks.
yeah.
That was lovely.
Yeah, it was like,
I gotta
Oh,
tell you, you
that's great.
guys are a great date. Like this is amazing.
We're the best
So,
podcast, right?
Oh,
oh my
yeah.
God. Yeah, I've done many podcasts, but this was a definitely first time for me.
see, I haven't done many podcasts, but I'm not
This-
doing them
this was
unless they're
great.
like this.
No, I'm gonna
Oh,
say
I've spoiled you
Up our
already.
game. Yeah,
I need
that's it.
I need bacon. I need wine. I need crab cakes. I need chicken Frenches. I
Anything you
need.
want.
Imagine someone's like, hey, do you want to do my podcast? Do you guys have fresh crab?
Oh yeah, with lemon, and I must
Welcome
have.
to our party here at Out in Westchester.
Yeah.
I
What do you
must
mean
have
it's in a
plans.
basement?
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry.
With 24 karat.
Yeah, 14.
Magic.
Yeah. Is there a woman mannequin when you walk in behind the
Please.
bar in 14 karat gold?
Has to.
No? I'm sorry.
to.
I can't make it.
I'm seriously blown away by this place.
It's beautiful.
Seriously.
crystal chandeliers,
happy.
gold carrot everywhere,
Great. Yeah.
$2,000 chairs, and
I
the
know.
food meets those standards.
Amazing.
This is nice.
This is beautiful.
Liz, this is our 5th podcast.
You did good, Liz.
This is fantastic.
You did good, Frank.
I don't want to
Yeah,
say other
good
places
work.
can't meet up, but this is definitely a different level.
I feel special. Do you?
Yes.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
want to make sure it's not just
Well,
me.
you're definitely special because
know.
this is our women's episode
This
on
is great.
dating in Westchester.
Frank, you did good.
Oh, me. This is
Yeah.
all Liz.
Well, Liz, you did even better.
This is Liz.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
A
Out
woman
in
knows how a
Westchester.
woman needs to be treated. Isn't that
It's
what you
true.
said?
100%.
That's
It's
it.
true.
Just ask a woman.
It is.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted it to be the dating episode.
I love
Yeah.
Because I know how I want to be treated.
Yeah,
Like-
me too.
Like Queen Elizabeth.
What is the, let me ask all three of you. So you talk about wanting to be treated certain ways. What's like the best way you've ever been picked up for a date? Is it flowers? Is it a limo? Like, have you ever been treated like royalty by a guy or a girl? No, nothing? Never. No guy's ever come to you with flowers,
No.
chocolates.
Nope.
You're young. You're Mary, you have.
Yes,
I'm sure
I
Joe
have.
has definitely.
He has.
Yeah.
One thing I must say, and I'm not just saying it because it's my husband, but he pays attention, and he'll ask me a couple of questions like, "What do you like? What are you into?" And then will surprise me with that. So,
Wow.
and I appreciate that because I talk a lot. I think most women do, but the fact that you pay attention, it means a lot. You know, like I'll say, "Oh, my favorite flower is, roses and daisies," and then I have roses and daisies at the next date. So it means a lot.
That's because he cares.
And he's
Yes.
Italian.
And he wants a future with you.
Yes, yes.
And he wants to make you happy.
Yes, I agree.
And those that do, pay attention to what you say.
I agree. But I'm the same, though. I pay attention just as much because
Right.
I'm all given back and,
Correct.
yeah, so.
It goes both ways.
Yep. Have you ever been
Absolutely.
given flowers, Frank?
I have not from a date.
Oh,
I think I've gotten flowers from my parents on my graduation of high school,
okay. But that shows that they care and,
Yes.
and they love you. And
but flowers die.
That's true. And they smell like a funeral parlor.
So do
Yeah.
relationships.
Yes, they do. But diamonds are forever.
Correct.
Mary, before you met Joe, did you ever date anybody in music in another band? Like, would you ever like go out with somebody that's a singer or guitarist, or is that like kind of muddying the waters a bit?
No, well, I mean, I try not to mix business with pleasure, but have I dated somebody from a band or, have a similar interest? Absolutely, I have.
How did that go? Is it almost like a conflict?
I can't really say it was a
competitive?
conflict. It was more of an understanding. Like I always say, it's usually beneficial to date somebody similar to an industry that you're in or has an understanding or appreciation for it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I'm
Right.
sure you can relate in
Right.
comedy. I mean,
yeah.
I know Chrissy is amazing and she
Right.
understands it. And for you, as far as being out and the entertainment and you're the face of Westchester, it's important for people to understand that this is your passion. And for you with comedy, this is your
Yeah.
passion, this is what you
Right.
love.
Right.
And I feel like for me growing up, it was a struggle because in dating, yes, you're in the public eye. I'm performing almost every weekend, and it would be a challenge because some guys would really struggle with that. They would say, I don't like the way that people look at you, or I don't like you being out till
Right.
2:00 in the morning.
very
And
true.
Yeah.
even though I'm innocently working,
Right.
so to speak, at a wedding,
Right,
but
right.
it was a challenge for me in dating. I really must say. So I would really look for somebody that had a similar interest to me because I felt like we were more compatible.
Can I ask you how you
Please.
got into singing? Can you give us a
Yeah,
little
of
background about
course.
your career? I'd love to hear about it.
I started singing when I was 8. Well, when my parents realized that I could sing, I was in Girl Scouts.
Okay.
And I just remember I was doing a concert, like a benefit show with Girl Scouts, and my mom was in the front audience. I was 8 years old, singing, and I saw my mom while I was on stage crying. And I was petrified because I thought she was crying because I was terrible. And I was like afraid to like come out after the show, like, was I really that bad? But she was crying because she realized, wow, my kid has a talent.
She was so happy
Yeah,
for you.
and my parents, I have to say, God bless them both. They really pushed me very, very far in my singing career, music, like very, very supportive. I went to White Plains High School, as I mentioned, and I joined All County Choir, and it was a big opportunity for me with music. I joined a group called Cultural Horizons, did All County, so did a lot of competitions, and that kind of like broke me out of my shell of having the worst stage fright in the world.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I would literally feel like I was going to throw up before every performance.
Right.
I still struggle to this day with it, but I've just learned how to channel it more. But just your inner stomach, like, oh my God, because your voice is it's such a sensitive instrument that you don't know what could happen. Like I could get the hiccups in the middle of a song, or I could feel like my heart, is pumping out of my chest, and I gotta give it my all. But I really took off when I met with my current company that I work for, Stolen Moments. I've been with them for 11 years, and they are a wedding agency. And my boss is incredible. He is a music teacher, and he saw me and basically took me under his wing. So that's really where I kind of broke out in
So
singing.
is Rock City the only band that you play with, or do you play with other bands?
So I'm with the agency Stolen Moments, and
Okay.
Rocksteady also goes by another name of Band of Gold. So when we are
Right.
with the agency,
That's
we
right.
use that name.
Right, for
but
weddings.
when I
Correct.
play out publicly, conflict of interest, we go by a different name, but it's the same members.
Okay.
So I'm with them 11 years.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of weddings.
We do tons of weddings.
Right.
We do any type of an event that you can think of that requires
and you play
entertainment.
around Westchester. You were just
We
at the
do.
Hudson Room.
I was.
I saw
I
this
was.
beautiful video clip of you doing "Shallow"
Oh, thank you.
by Lady Gaga,
Thank you.
and you hit every note. It was
Thank
unbelievable,
you. Thank
touching.
you.
I got chills.
Thank you.
I just got
I
chills
love
just
it.
thinking about
Yeah,
it.
it's
You
just
can
really
even hear it in your talking voice.
Oh, thank
that you
you.
have a voice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You
Do
know, like
people
it's so
ever-
smooth.
Like ask you randomly, like because I know comedians get it, like, "Oh, you're a comic? Tell us
Yeah.
a joke." And I know that's obnoxious. Do
I
you
get the
that?
yes. I get the oh, you're a singer. Are you any good?
Right.
How do I answer that? What am I supposed to say? No, I suck. But
Yeah.
people spend a lot of money
That's
for
people
me.
say that, like, are
I
you
don't know.
funny? I'm
Yeah.
like,
how do you
hope so.
how do you answer that? How do
Yeah.
you say that? So I don't know really how to answer that. I kind of say, you got to hear me, you know, or come out to my gig and you tell me,
Right.
you know, because I don't like. I try to be very humble.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I don't be like, oh, I am the best. You know,
Right.
I just say
Right.
I'm talented, but there's a lot of talent out there, and you know. gotta
Would
hear
it
me.
be? I should have asked you this first. Could you give us a little shallow?
Shallow?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Like, I don't
Do you have to
know.
warm up or anything like
Like,
that?
I could do. I mean, I'm digesting some
Oh, yeah,
bacon,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I'll totally do it if
You
you want me
sure?
to. Yeah, I'm thinking what part of the
Was there
song-
another-
spot or anything? Huh?
It just came to me, and we can edit this
could
part
do it.
out.
I'll do
That's
it.
true.
I'll do the chorus of "Shallow." How about that?
Okay.
sounds great.
Should we back? Wait, who we take these out? I don't know.
I won't belt too hard.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm off the deep end, watch as I dive in. I'll never leave the ground. Crash through the surface where they can't hurt us. We're far from the shallow now.
My
In
God.
the shallow, shallow. Come on, do it with me. In the shallow. In the shallow. We're far from the shallow now. Thank you.
Wow.
You hear that harmony? That was lovely.
You are amazing.
Jesus.
You are amazing. You
You're
totally
amazing.
harmonized with me.
I can harmonize. My
My
mom was a
girl.
singer.
I
My
might just-
grandmother was
Yeah,
a
I
singer
heard
too.
that.
I might just
was
pull you
like-
up on stage.
My
I didn't
mom-
know
you
who-
have
who was
actually.
doing that.
When I first met you, you
I
pulled me
know.
up on stage and we did sing
But
together.
I'm
for the
saying
first
really
time.
pull you up and like give you your own microphone.
I always felt, well, I feel like I've never rehearsed before. I've never
don't
done
have to.
anything like that.
Sometimes you
My
just
mom was
you
a
have
great
it.
singer. She was on the radio in 1930s. Yeah,
Love it.
She's a great voice. Yeah.
That was great.
It's in the
Wow.
family.
Thank you so much for
That was
that.
amazing. You are your voice is so
Thank you so
beautiful.
much. I
wanna come
appreciate that.
see you.
You better. I'll pull you up on stage. I'll be like, okay, now
Book
my
the
girl's
band.
gonna give a joke.
You have
Kaitlyn
to
can
book
sing
this
too.
band for
Can
your
you?
wedding.
Yeah, I didn't sound so good right there.
Oh my god.
But not like not like you.
You
Like
don't-
I can hold a tune, and
you
I
don't
do
know
it
unless you
sometimes
try.
for comedy. You
That's
know,
great,
like
though.
funny stuff. But
That's great.
that was
She's incredible, right?
so good.
Thank you.
Incredible.
Thank
So
you.
good.
Thank you.
We have someone watching.
Someone we have peeping toms.
So
do we
when
move
you
on from
when
that?
you have
Jesus.
your show at the Apollo, because I've done a show at the
Yeah.
Apollo, you have to rub the rock.
That's what my friend told me. I gotta find where this thing is. They said it's on stage,
It's
right?
right on stage. I have rubbed the rock myself.
I have to do this. I have.
Wait, I thought it was a stump.
Yes.
It is a stump, but I call it the rock.
I've rubbed the
If you see
stump.
a
Well,
weird
isn't-
random girl
aren't they
rubbing a
all-
rock,
You know,
it's me.
sometimes you do get a stump, right, ladies?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well,
Oh my god.
I will totally look for this stump thingamajiggy.
Frank,
the stump,
Frank's turning
yeah.
red right now.
I'm red from her singing.
I don't
That was
rub
incredible.
rocks often, I promise you. But I mean, I will totally on the Apollo
Incredible.
stage.
You have to rub
I will.
the
I gotta
stump.
find it.
I guess
You gotta rub
I
the
like to call it a
stump.
rock. It sounds a little bit more
No, I like that though.
sexy than the stump.
I'm rubbing the
Yeah.
rock.
But it's a wood stump.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
Mary, I asked you about dating people in your profession. Kaitlyn, have you ever dated anybody or
Yeah.
hooked up with anybody in comedy?
Yeah.
How did, like, obviously, I'm sure there's a great story to it, but like, how is it afterward? Like, is it do you see each other and it's
It's usually like it's like seeing each other like out and about is usually pretty chill. I go by, nothing's awkward unless you make it awkward.
That's true.
I try, but I mean like right after hooking up is really funny.
really?
Yeah, just because like you're comics and you just like like I said, I have to like state the obvious, so I got to make jokes about it.
Right.
And then they're like, "Oh, this is funny. She's funny." And then it's like, "Oh yeah." And then you kind of do though, like if you haven't really seen each other's set, then you try and start saying like funny stuff and like premises, and
Yeah.
you'll just be like, "Oh, I got to impress them." Like after you just had sex, it's just like what? So
You
yeah,
laugh
it definitely.
during sex?
I don't laugh during sex.
No, you don't crack jokes during sex.
Not
You're
during.
having
That's like asking me singing during sex.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I crack jokes sometimes
Yeah,
during
right.
sex. It's
I mean,
kinda
I guess
fun
if I'm
to make them
really-
laugh when you're having a good time.
I mean, I guess if like you're really close with them, but no, I don't. I mean,
No talking. Just get to it and thank you very much. Next.
yeah. Usually
Yeah.
it's just. Usually once I'm in there, I'm talking to myself like, "Why are you here?"
Wait, once you're in there or once he's in there?
Oh well, once he's in me, I'm like, "Why?
Oh my
Why are we here? Why did we open the door?" Like what? Like it's. I usually not. I guess I usually regret it.
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, not in like, not that because they're terrible, but I mean, guys they just only care about themselves.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh, it's
that's horrible.
So bad.
Yeah, that is
It's
so bad.
So bad.
Guys, take care of your woman first.
Yeah,
Gotta take care
no,
of the
they are
woman
so
first.
consumed in themselves, and I'm just over here like,
Yeah.
are you finished? I'm over
It
it.
sounds like you're kind of bored with them already anyway, so it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am, but I am with someone though now who's like not. It's good. It's good.
It's good now.
It's good now.
Good.
And it made me. But I was starting to question. Like I was like, wait, do I even like dick? Can I say that?
Yeah, you can.
But yeah, I was
Sure.
like, do I even like this? And then I've been with this guy, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, I do. I just didn't like those.
Sam,
You didn't
Dick,
like those dicks.
Sam, Dick, and Harry. I always question.
Yeah.
I like Sam, Dick, and Harry. I'm not sure.
God.
Yeah, but it definitely happens.
Can I ask you,
Yeah.
what is the strangest place you've met a man
Oh God.
that you've dated with?
That
Any
we
idea?
dated?
Yeah, that you've dated. Like, what's the weirdest place you met somebody other than online? Because we've discussed
I've
online.
never done that. I've never done online. I'm very, I don't know. I'm an in your face kind of person.
Yeah,
So like to fill
yeah.
out a profile online and say, well, this is me and this is what I'm in. I just
Well,
never.
the younger generation, they have
Everybody.
to go online.
All of my brides have
Everybody
met their
goes online to me.
significant other online.
Correct.
Wow.
I kid you not. I would say like
Really?
90%. Actually,
like it.
some of my best friends, like it worked for them. And I tell people, I'm like, well, where do you meet people today? Like where can you go out and honestly meet people? And I tell my friends that are single, don't ever turn down an opportunity. Like if somebody invites you out, I don't care if it's a girl, a guy,
out with them,
older, younger,
Don't know who you
go.
meet.
What do you have to lose?
Right, exactly.
Like you could go
never
for
know.
a paint night and
You
all of a
just
sudden the
never
guy
know
walks
how you
in
hit it off.
and gives you, your easel and you're like, oh my God, he's a nice guy. And
Yeah.
like that's how
Right.
me and Joe met actually.
Really?
Very unexpectedly.
Paint night.
No, well, not paint night. Just I went out with a bunch of friends, and he came out. We had a mutual friend and didn't know, and
Right.
I
That's
turned
usually
down that
how you meet
opportunity.
people, through
Yeah, if I
people.
turned down an
Right.
opportunity, I probably wouldn't have met him.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I'm living proof of that.
I met somebody just pumping gas.
That's what I'm saying.
Best.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. My girlfriend, you're going to meet somebody pumping
Yeah.
gas. And I did.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
met somebody
That's
just
so
pumping
It's true.
gas right over here in White Plains.
I love
Down
it.
the road
Great.
on Westchester Avenue.
I love it.
Yeah.
Did you go out on a date with him?
We did. We did.
How many dates?
Just one.
So that was your random.
That was the random weirdest thing. But I was up in Westport. I lived there for like a summer. And I had to go food shopping.
She has like the best stories. I can't.
And I
Food
have to
shopping.
tell you
I feel boring.
that if you're a little bit older and you want to meet a rich man, instead of the steakhouse, go food shopping in like the wealthiest town near you.
But I food shop at like Trader Joe's.
No.
This isn't gonna.
Whole Foods. You have to go to the most expensive place and just walk the aisles and be dressed up to the nines. I was like living up in like Westport at some point, and I had to go food shopping. I was all by myself. And
Oh
there
my
were all
God.
these like sailors. I could tell it. They smelt of money. These guys. And I'm just trying to get a few things for the house, and they like walk down the aisle and like give me the look like up and down and smile at me, and I was like, oh my God! If I
my
was just a
God.
little bit older and into like that.
Yeah.
I could score big here.
Meanwhile, I'm at Trader Joe's, like on the free sample line, like, oh my God, let me try the latest thing.
Listen, you can meet someone anywhere.
It's
Just
true.
always look your best,
True.
and always put your best like first foot forward or whatever.
agree.
You know,
I agree.
Yeah.
Anywhere, you never know when you're going to meet somebody.
I wouldn't want to meet someone at Sam's Club.
No, definitely not.
Not one of those.
Or Costco.
Or Walmart.
Costco.
Oh, Costco.
No, definitely not.
Great stories can come from there, but I don't think very great romances.
Relationships.
No.
No. I don't think any relationship buds
can't
in,
say-
It's true.
in Costco.
No.
If there's a listener, though, get them on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a listener who met their significant other in Costco.
I
Maybe
see
somebody
you
down
really
in
into
Alabama.
peanut butter.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
By the
Yeah.
gigantic carton of
I
peanut
love
butter.
it.
just
I love
just-
it. Can you help me scan my items?
Yeah.
I have many.
Hey, I got an extra sample for you.
Yeah, I got you this free sample.
Yeah, right?
Honestly, where I'm at, I'd take it.
I'll buy you this
God.
bulk goldfish cracker.
Yeah.
Anybody else? No, just all right. I'll take.
I
both
love your big
cartons.
piece of cheese.
Where'd you get that fresh produce?
I can't. Toilet paper is on sale.
Why buy 6 ounces when you can buy 100 ounces?
Wait, can we talk about the emojis of dating though? Like
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like
Oh
the
my God.
emojis
Eggplant.
of dating have
can't.
ruined like communication.
I don't
When
understand
people-
half of them. I'm like on.
Me neither.
I'm on
I'm like, what
Googling
does
like
it mean when you get the big
what is an
eyes?
eggplant? You know, and
One
I'm like,
night
oh.
I
Eggplant
told my
means
mom.
cock, by the
yeah.
way.
No, I know that now.
I told my
Big
mom I was going to go over this guy's house. I was like, I'm not coming home tonight. And I texted her. She was like, okay. And I just sent her my mom. I'm very close with my mom. I just sent her the eggplants and then the ones that look
The
like
water splashing.
water.
Yep.
So the
Oh,
bunch of eggplants and a bunch of the water splashes. And she
Oh,
was just
gosh.
like, what? And I go,
Oh no.
I'm going to have sex.
That's so funny.
Wow.
I can't.
God bless my mother.
How old is your mother, if you don't mind me asking?
She's 60.
Oh my
60,
God, I
and
love
you're
it.
26.
Yeah, I'll be 26 next
Okay.
month. Yeah. So oh man, my mom puts up with a lot.
I remember dating, and I remember how like strict my parents were. Like my father would go out and like literally, legitimately write down the person's license plate number.
Really?
Yeah, you have to. No,
It
My
was-
dad
it
is
was-
like, what's his name?
100%.
My dad apparently has a website that you can like do background checks on.
Yes.
Oh
I think
my
it's
God.
called
Yes.
Google.
I
Your dad is just Googling.
It was just a little embarrassing
No, there-
growing up, like in a strict Italian household, and you know, my mom was this little Portuguese woman, and she was just like, "Please call me when you get there," and I'm like, "Mom, I'm just going to the movies," and she's like, "Yeah, but I need to know you're there," and I'm like, "Okay, Mom," you know.
And then, I mean, I don't want to sound rude, but then like
No.
you didn't have cell phones, right? Like cell phones weren't a thing.
No,
were
I
they?
did. No,
You did?
Oh yeah,
You did?
I got a cell
Okay.
phone when I was 16 and I started driving.
So okay,
That
so
was
when
my
you were
thing.
okay.
Oh yeah, so I had the phone. I was texting, like everything, without a doubt.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I had those bleep bleep, like
Bleep
walkie-talkie
phones. Yeah,
phones.
yeah,
Like
yeah. The
I remember, like
Nextel?
my dad would
You're
bleep
like,
in,
mama
and I'd be like, it was
Right.
like God talking. I was like,
Yeah.
you know?
That's so
Wait, can we
funny.
just
Pager. I
acknowledge,
think it was
Mary,
pager.
that Kaitlyn's just a few years younger than us,
I
and she thinks
know.
we didn't have cell phones?
No, I had cell phone, my love.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Don't be sorry. We had like the Stone Age, like the dinosaur. Or
I know,
I would
I
have to
was
send
like-
a pigeon.
Wait,
It
how old do you
started
think
coming
we
out of my
are?
mouth, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
She's like, "We didn't have cell phones." I'm like, "Oh, no,
My
I-
thing is
I
that
did.
I was like,
She's too cute.
"Oh my god, stop!
It's okay.
I'm sorry."
It's okay. We have to start using anti-wrinkle cream. That's what it is.
I had my
No,
first.
you guys look great. I don't know.
My first cell phone, I think I was 15 or 16,
I was
but it was the
16,
Nokia,
yeah. Yeah.
like the Nokia little.
I
brick.
remember the ringtone of that. It was like.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I have.
See, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's okay.
Did you have Nextels, or was
Did
that
you have a
before?
BlackBerry?
No, I didn't. I did have a BlackBerry.
that's my
that
girl.
was in high school.
High school, yeah.
I had the Nextel pretty quickly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Everyone was chirping.
I love it. Yeah, I had the chirper. It was like, it's so mortifying because my father like legitimately would sound like God was coming down and you know asking where you
Where
were.
are you?
I'd be in the middle of class. He'd be like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, oh my god. And then I'm like,
I get those like now I get texts like from my dad, and like one
Oh,
night
yeah.
like I was like literally like hooking up with a guy. My phone was like under one of us, and it started vibrating, and I was like, I think it's my dad.
No, baby, it's me.
just chiming in.
You gotta go.
I'm like,
hon.
no, my dad's calling me. He's like, I don't hear him. Like, I feel him.
Oh,
It's like,
lucky
it's
guy.
vibrating.
That's not really a good way to end the date.
Yeah,
No,
not
right?
really.
No, my dad.
Yeah.
Is I need to tell him where I am.
Oh my god. Yeah, my dad. He was definitely strict growing up.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful for that because you know
Yeah.
he would kind of
Italian,
give that. Yeah,
right.
he'd kind of give that. You know, this is my daughter, my prized possession, and you need to be careful with her. You have
Yeah.
precious cargo, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah, precious cargo.
I
That's
can't
exactly
imagine what kind
we
of a
are.
mother I'm going to be someday.
Precious
Oh my
cargo.
God, my poor kids.
You're gonna be the best mom.
My poor future kids.
No, you're gonna be great.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be like, I need your
you're gonna be
fingerprints,
a
and I
good
need.
mom. I could see you have
Oh,
good
yeah.
mom vibes.
You think so?
Yeah.
you definitely
Oh
do.
God.
Yeah.
And it looks like I
I
see
feel
pictures
like-
online. Joe's handy.
He's great.
He's a handyman,
He's
so that's
great.
good.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
he's
a
great.
cute- oh, it's
and
gonna
my
be a
husband
cute
is
baby.
a preschool teacher.
Oh my god.
Not to mention, he has
That's
4
great.
and 5-year-olds. I can't.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, and you would
that's
never think that
attractive.
looking at him because he's like this jujitsu comedy.
You are gonna sing to that baby
Oh, I
every
know.
day.
I will.
Oh, I love it.
I hope they'll be
You're gonna
blessed
love
with
it.
something.
Can your husband sing?
No. I'm sorry.
But he's funny. So
He's
you
yeah.
He
He's.
tells the
I
jokes.
mean, well, I'll tell you, he does a mean interpretation of Creed. You know that whole "With
Really?
arms wide open."
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he
Yeah.
just he gets down. in the kitchen, nonetheless.
I love it.
And I have quite, blackmail films on him
Nice.
on that. But
We love that.
no, he can't sing. I'm sorry. No, plays the drums.
Okay.
My neighbors love
He
us,
can keep
but
a beat.
yeah, he can keep a beat, but no
That
singing.
works.
No singing.
That's funny.
So, dating, Liz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Please.
Liz, you have a lot of great
I could
stories.
go on for 15 hours if you really want me to.
I can't. I love it.
So we know where Mary and Jill went on their first dates.
Yes.
What's the best, or what's the worst first date? Can you, Kaitlyn, in Westchester?
The worst first date was my literal first date that I ever went on.
Oh.
Like not like it was the first date I ever went on, and I was in college. I'm a late bloomer, and my friends, we were so excited. I met this guy out in college, and he was like, "I want to take you on a date," and I was like, "Go right ahead." I've never been. I was so excited, but he came, he picked me up from my dorm and whatever, and it's the second I got into the car, he was. First, he's playing a mixed CD, so I'm like, okay. And then he goes to tell me that his ex-girlfriend made him the mixed CD. I was like, why are you?
I don't understand that.
Why are you telling me that?
I don't understand that.
And
Ex-hang-ups.
Anytime that they bring up the exes, it's
We're
dead.
done.
It's
Yeah, and I was
done.
like,
It's a dead date.
okay, I can't. I think I could compete with her. I could make a mixed CD. I don't know.
Wait, you had CDs back then, Kaitlyn?
Yeah.
Was it a cassette player?
What's that? No, I know.
Are you sure?
But and then we got to the restaurant and see, we went and we got hibachi, but that's an awkward first date.
Where they cook in front of
because
you?
They cook it, which is nice, but you have to share the table.
Oh my God.
With other
Right.
people unless you have a
Right.
group big enough to fit at the table.
Right.
So then we were next to other people. So then it just kind of was weird. It's hard to
Yeah.
get
hard
into
to
a
really talk,
conversation. And I was like, whatever, that's fine. Maybe you just didn't realize that. But then I remember him, he was he was rude to the service, and that I was
That's horrible.
I turned it off. Then I was just
Yeah.
no.
He was
I
rude
am-
to the chef with spinning the
the-
egg and calling it an egg roll.
no, not to the people the waitress who would bring us
okay.
drinks
I really
and stuff
can't
like
take
that.
Did he
I
not
cannot take
catch the
that.
shrimp in the hat? Was that?
Yeah,
He
I'm
couldn't
like,
catch the broccoli
Yeah,
in the
I was
mouth.
just
You
like,
suck.
The fire,
Who do you think you are?
didn't go out.
The fire scared him, burned his
Yeah.
eyebrows.
yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my God, imagine.
Oh my God.
I'm always
But-
afraid of
Me
the
too.
fire burning my eyebrows.
Me too.
Yeah.
I get nervous when they're like, "You want to do a sake shot?" And I'm like, "Uh huh." And then they're like, "Okay, open your mouth." And I'm like, "Okay." How long can you go? And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know." It's gonna look horrible with this stuff dripping from my mouth, and it's who's filming me? Because that's the thing you got to be careful of today.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
First thing everybody does
You never
is
know
like,
what
"Oh,
video is gonna go
that's what
viral."
oh, is that Kaitlyn? Oh, let me get you. And
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
and all of a sudden it's on Facebook and everything, and it's watch Mary as she drools on the table, and it's hi, book me for your next entertainment gig.
I'll drool all over
I
the
will
bride.
Have me at your
all
wedding.
over you and sing shallow and just it comes
Yeah.
all out of my mouth.
Yeah,
It's great.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, you
yeah.
poor
They keep
thing,
on going
though.
for a
Yeah.
while.
Oh
with
yeah,
the sake.
without a doubt. And I'm just dude, are you done? Because I'm
I
done.
could keep going.
I'm done.
That's great. But yeah, it wasn't, but it wasn't completely horrible. But then he was he was crazy. He went on this whole thing. We went on one date, and then all of a sudden he was sending me
Yeah.
these long texts
Yeah.
oh my God, you led
Yeah.
me on, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, this is too much.
Right.
And then,
That's
I
how
mean,
they get.
I haven't really been on a date where we both went out to dinner and it was a first date and nice and and I don't really know if I've ever besides that really ever done that.
Well, Liz just took you on.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay,
First
so
date.
Oh yeah,
this
this
is
this
the
is a date.
third date. Okay. And this guy's okay, I'm gonna take you to Flame Steakhouse, which is I've never been there before. It's
I've heard it's
the
great. Yeah.
best steakhouse in
Where's that?
Westchester.
I've heard of
Is
it.
it Mount Kisco or?
I think it's Mount Kisco.
Yeah, I've heard
or
of
up
it.
by Yorktown
Yeah.
up there. He picks me up. And he's got this old beat up car, and I'm like, all right, whatever. He works for a media company. and
Okay.
He's wants to treat. We get up there. He knows the owner, the maitre d',
Mm-hmm.
and says hello, and it's all impressive. And I always like that. I like it when my man knows other people because I know a lot of people.
Right, yeah.
Because it's oh, okay, he's of status or whatever.
Yeah.
So we sit down, And we opened the menu, and I don't think he was ever there before either, and he was totally trying to impress me. We opened the menu, and there is nothing in that menu that's less than $50 to order, or almost like the steak for one, like, you know, the little petite filet, $50. And the sides are like $16 that you can share. It's like the most expensive place I've ever been. And it's beautiful in there, and he comes over, they offer to buy us a drink, so I order a martini, and suddenly he's like,
Oh no.
and I'm like, what's wrong? And he's looking at his phone. I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, oh my God, I left my credit card at home.
What?
And I was like, really? I was like, that's okay. I have money. So then he gets up and goes to the bar, and he makes a phone call. And I'm like, who the hell is he calling? And by the way, ladies, if he ever gets up from the table or he's checking his phone too much, something else is going on.
Yeah, that's weird.
Something else is going on. It was so weird.
That's weird.
And he's like, oh, I have some cash. But then we had to I was like, listen, we'll just split our meals, which
Yeah.
I like doing anyway.
It's fun.
I'm not out to like take somebody I can eat. I can cook and I can eat. You know, it's more about the whole ambiance and the experience.
Yeah.
But when he was like this, I was like, oh my God, that's got to be a first.
Do you feel like it was done on
ever.
purpose?
I just think he was, you know, a little off. He was off.
Wow.
A little off. But we had a nice meal, and he had enough money to cover it. I just didn't order what I would have ordered. We were very conservative of what we ordered. And then
So he realized it once he saw the prices?
once he saw the pricing, he realized he only took like $200 with him, say, in cash.
Oh, so that sounds legit. Like he's like, oh
He
shit,
was like,
this is
"Uh-oh,
expensive. Let me make sure.
If I order a meal and she orders a meal and we get these sides and we order 2 drinks each, I'm not going to have enough money to cover this bill.
Wow.
And he knew the owner, so it would have been even more embarrassing for him than for me. So yeah, that was a first. I was like, wow, that's never happened to me. I was like, you don't have a credit card? He's like, no, I left it at home. I don't think he owns a credit card, quite frankly.
Maybe not.
Yeah, if you're going out, I feel like you would.
I don't think he owns a credit card.
Interesting.
See, for me, I remember dating. It was always awkward, like when the bill came. Like I always would offer to pay.
Yeah, I always offer to pay too.
Always, because
Pay too.
I feel like, you know, I don't want them to think that I just expect it. And it's nice when a guy.
Or that you owe them.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's nice when a guy says he'll take care of it. But, you know, I've gone on both dates where the guy has taken care of it, or, you know, we've gone Dutch, so to speak. But I feel bad for guys sometimes because it's very expensive to go out, especially today. Like, I don't mean to, but it really is. And I know in just speaking to different people, like sometimes women pay attention, like how much they'll spend at the dinner. And I'm like, does that really matter to you though? In all honesty, like, okay, money is great. Don't get me wrong, but you're a working woman too. Like, why can't you contribute? Or, you know, I've said things like, okay, well, you take care of the bill and I'll just pay the tip. Or, you know, let's go out for a drink after. Or can I get you froyo or dessert or something?
When you go with your girlfriends, we all split
exactly.
it up. It's no big deal.
And
I wanted
feel
to ask you guys about that because I do feel like sometimes, like now that's becoming like more common about like splitting.
It's very common.
Right?
Yep, definitely.
Because like sometimes people girls will be like, well, did he pay? And I'm like, does it matter? Is that any of your business?
Right.
Like,
you know, one thing I've noticed
I don't
too,
label him as how much money he makes.
You can't because it's not fair today. And
It's really about the connection.
I agree.
It has nothing to do with the amount of
150%.
money. Like you can sit in a park and listen to some jazz and have a picnic and get a bottle of wine.
I agree.
Some sushi
I
or
agree.
2 sandwiches or whatever. And that's more romantic for us. And giving me some
I'm with you.
flowers and look at the Hudson River. And that's more romantic
I
to
agree.
me than taking me to the best steakhouse
I
in
agree.
Westchester.
Yeah.
Because he thought that through. Like he made an effort to
and he
sort
knows
of-
what you like, and he's saying
And
exactly.
it's more casual, and then it's really just us in our own little setting where we can really be one-on-one with each other than being in a huge restaurant where there's always service.
I
And
agree.
we're pressured to get up because there's a table waiting. That wants to sit down, and you know.
One thing I love that I'm big on with a lot of my friends, especially, and me and Joe do it too, is Groupon. I love that. I love that.
Groupon's great.
I love it. Like you
I
get to
agree.
experience different places, and they have some really awesome deals. And you know, you get with a bunch of friends. Like we've done like a lot of group couples. You know, like dinners and
cool,
stuff.
yeah.
You can buy a Groupon for 4 people, and have the other couple pay their way, and you pay your way, and you get to experience different things
That's
because
nice,
it's very expensive.
It's so
It really
expensive,
is.
like-
What I love, I'm all about home cooked meals.
But you also get to try new places that you might not have tried before.
Yes.
That's why they do those Groupons.
I agree. But let me ask you, what do you ladies think about a guy that cooks for you? How about that?
love it.
Right? Frank,
I cook.
you whip up in the
do.
kitchen. I love it.
cook.
I got to tell you. And
But you're
I'm-
not going to go to somebody's place.
No,
when
no,
you
no,
first
no,
meet
no, no.
them
Not first
and have
time.
them cook you a meal.
No, 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 no. I'm just
story on
saying,
that one.
when a man can cook, it's a lovely thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
can't
I agree.
cook.
I'm
so
spoiled.
I can cook.
I'm definitely
I can make
spoiled.
scrambled eggs
I see
Well, that's
pictures that
good.
you and Joe
That's
put
good.
up of
Great.
your
for the
meals.
morning,
Morning after.
and then get them out.
I feed them and eat.
Yep.
There you go.
I work
Yeah.
a lot, so a lot of
Yeah.
times I come home to a nice home cooked meal,
That's
and
nice.
I'm truly grateful. I really mean that.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I've never. Oh no, I have. He made me a nice pizza, like fresh pizza once.
And how was that?
That was good.
It's nice,
It was
right?
nice, but I didn't. I tried really hard to like him. It was one of those things, and I was just like
Not there.
not there, and it just wasn't there. But I was like, damn.
But we
the
love
pizza
that.
was good.
You know, as girls, we love that because it
Yeah.
shows that you make an effort to
Yep.
sort of
I
show
agree.
us who you are and your skills and your talents. And
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, we love that.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
Oh, it's steak.
Good.
I make a really good steak. Whole Foods actually has fantastic cuts of meat.
Do they?
Really, they really do.
That's good to know.
Their strip steaks, their filet mignons, it's all really nice. They all cook up well. Make a good chicken tortellini soup.
Nice.
Really?
Me and my son actually
Fresh
made.
tortellini you make?
I don't make the tortellini.
Okay. All right.
And you know what?
you can, though.
I'll actually buy a rotisserie chicken from a Stop and Shop for
That's
$5.
nice.
Yeah.
And throw it in there.
And boil
Yeah,
it.
cut it up,
Just
tear it
cut
apart.
up and boil it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Love
quick
it.
way of making chicken soup.
My son and I actually made a gumbo from scratch.
You did?
We made our own roux. Everything took 3 hours.
Oh my
But,
God.
Yeah,
That's
we
nice.
cooked.
So
Phil.
nice that you're teaching him.
Oh, he loves to cook.
You're awesome.
Yeah, and Chrissy bakes, and he loves to bake with
I
Chrissy.
love
Oh,
it.
that's
So-
cute.
You're
Yeah.
doing a great job. How old is your son now?
He's 8.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's a good age.
So
That's
we
a
haven't heard
great
any
age.
horror stories about you and your dating years. How about
Yeah.
you? From the man's
I've-
point of view.
Yeah.
I want to hear
Oh,
the
I
man's
got
point
one.
of view.
Okay,
Come on.
It just hit me right now. So I used to bartend at Casa Arena in Thornwood, and it's always been one of my family's favorite places to go. I went on a date with this girl. She was going to Pace in Pleasantville. I must have been in my early 20s, and we went to Casa Arena because I go there and they treat me really well. It's like, hello, how are you? The socialite type
Right.
of experience.
They know you,
Yeah.
right?
And we had a drink at the bar before we sat down and ate. She had a chocolate martini. She drank it pretty quickly. We're sitting down for dinner. She has a glass of wine. We're having a nice dinner. I don't remember what I was eating, what we were eating. 2 glasses of wine. Now it's 3 glasses of wine. And now we're at the bar.
Did she pass
after
out?
dinner?
Oh my God.
She's having another chocolate martini. Now she's.
wow.
I'm not keeping track
Wow.
because I didn't. We're both of age. We're in our early 20s. We're having a nice time, and she starts. We're at the bar. She's all over me, kissing my neck, and now I'm feeling a little uncomfortable because
Wow.
this is a restaurant that I've worked at. I know them. They know my family, and she says, "Excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom." Okay, no problem. 5 minutes later.
Oh no.
One of the servers comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, your date?" He's like, "Yeah." It's like, "She's on the floor
No.
in the women's room."
Oh no.
I go down. This is like 11 o'clock now. This is a weeknight. I go down there,
Oh no.
and she's rolling on the ground
Oh God.
in a pile of chocolate martini
That's horrible.
all over the place. And I'm like, "Oh no!" And I'm really patient. I don't know if you know. I'm a very patient person, and I'm down there on the ground with her. Okay, let's get you some water. I've dealt with these kind of things as a bartender before when people have
But
drank
not
too
on a
much.
date.
Never on a date. And she's like, "I think I'm feeling better," and she rolls over towards me and just
No.
just a wave of chocolate martini as her backside rolls into the original pile of chocolate martini.
God.
I'm going to throw up.
That's horrible.
The servers helped. They got some garbage bags. They covered my car, the inside car seat, with garbage
Oh,
bags.
that's nice.
Yeah. So garbage bag on the top, garbage bag on the bottom seat, garbage bag on the floor, garbage bags everywhere. I drive her back to her.
You had a good support system.
Yeah, you did.
I drive her
Thank
back
God
to her
you're the
apartment in
restaurant.
Pleasantville, and I stayed with her for 3, 4, 5
Are you
hours.
serious?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just to make sure she was okay
Make
because
sure she didn't die.
yeah.
Could
You
be
never
alcohol
know. You
poisoning.
never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God forbid.
I got some text apologizing, but that was our last date.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
It was just
romantic.
It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot of chocolate martini.
So romantic.
Yeah. So that's. But Casuarina and Thornwood makes a hell of a chocolate martini.
And they can cover your car seat very well, apparently.
Wow.
It's
Oh,
wonderful staff
Frank.
there. They really did their best to take care of us.
Well,
that
you
night.
were quite a gentleman for staying. I got to say, I don't
was
think
good.
many would.
Yeah, I got
was
her to
nice.
bed. I had a pot there. I did everything. I stayed
That,
there. I pretty much.
That's so nice.
I don't think I fell asleep, but I was like sitting on the floor next to her bed for a while.
See,
Oh my
that's nice.
God.
Honestly, I've dealt with like a lot of guys who have just been like, not that I don't necessarily expect them to like take care of me, but then they just have done the complete opposite. Like one time I literally had a guy, we were just like casually seeing each other, and I met up with him at night, and I asked him to stop grabbing my ass. I was just like, it was just too much, and I was just like, stop. And that annoyed him, and he left me there.
Well, he did you a favor.
He left me. He did in a sense, but he left me
Was
there.
this before Uber?
It was like right when it was about like 3 years ago now. So like right before.
Yeah.
So I was down in the city.
Oh my God.
And I was freaking out. I mean, it ended up like it wasn't good, but I was like, and I called him, and then it turned into I was the crazy one for calling him so many times. I was like, I was freaking out. Like, I mean, there was also alcohol involved, so it was like, but like, I was like, what? You just left me there? I didn't know. Like, I came there alone to meet you there. Didn't know anybody there.
That's so sad.
You know? And like, I was like, some guys are just real. And then you hear someone that's like, that's nice.
Really? So
You know?
you've never like gone on a date and it's like, oh, I can't stand this guy, and you're like, excuse me, I got to go to the restroom, and you get up and go to the restroom and then leave.
Oh, no.
You've never done that?
I could never do that.
I haven't done that either.
I could never
Liz,
do
you
that.
have?
It's a
done
good
that?
move.
Oh,
It's a good move.
Just excuse yourself and oh my
Oh, I
What
could
about-
never.
or what
I couldn't
about-
sleep.
Or
I
what
wouldn't
about
be able
like
to sleep.
the call? Like you have your friends call you and like, excuse me, I got to pick up this call. It's work, and you pick it up, and it's like you have a safe word, like, and they say, "How's it going?" And you're like, "The fucking pineapple sucks." And they're like, "We're coming over." Oh my God, the kid's on the floor. Yeah. Oh, my friend's kid's on the floor. I have to go. And like,
Well, if you give an excuse, that's okay. But just go to the bathroom and never
so
come back.
pineapple
Yeah, I
was our
couldn't
safe
imagine
word
that.
or
Wait,
something. Like,
Did you?
I'd have nightmares.
Did you bail
I feel like
on
karma
a
would
date?
come back and
Oh, yeah.
I will do anything if I'm not having a good time.
How
Oh my
bad could the
God.
date have been? Where were you that you bailed and just left?
I've had a long career of
what
dating.
did this guy do that made you get
You
up
know,
like
sometimes they're just assholes.
that? Okay.
And if they don't talk right and they're disrespectful, especially to me or the wait staff, it's like I don't need this crap. Life's
No,
too
I,
short.
I can understand.
Get
that.
up and leave.
If he's gonna,
Yeah.
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 Like I don't.
Give
We
him a
probably
little
just
taste.
ordered drinks, and I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling it, and he's a douche, so I'm out of here. That's it.
All right.
Yeah. I
Always
could do-
drive yourself to your dates.
Oh, I do.
It helps.
I always did.
Now that Uber's around, it doesn't really matter. But you
I
know,
always
back in the
did.
day,
Uber is amazing.
I always did. Even
Shout out
wherever
to
I'm
Uber.
going, I like to drive.
yeah,
I
you
really
have to
do.
show respect. If you don't have respect for people, that's a really low life.
No, I agree. I agree.
Oh yeah.
It's not worth
It's
your time.
It's
It's not worth your time.
I agree.
Yeah.
You have to. Yeah. I think the biggest thing being out with someone is like if they're rude. Like
Yeah,
I was saying on
rude.
that date. If you're
Rude
rude.
and
Yeah.
harsh and abrasive and
Opinionated. Like really opinionated.
Yeah. It's like, oh no.
no,
Yeah.
no, I can't spend another minute with this person.
I need 5 minutes with somebody, and I can tell you
Yes,
about
exactly.
them. Yeah.
Which is why I like to meet them very casually.
I
Like
agree.
this place at Z Prime
Z Prime.
in White Plains.
Yes.
Is sort of like a third or a fourth or a fifth date. Like
Yes.
you
Yeah.
do not take somebody here on a first or second or even a third date because
But you
it's
You gotta
could.
be
really
comfortable.
Nice. You could.
You could if
You could because the restroom is in a really good spot where I'm sure they have like a back door back there.
She's
My
so
God.
funny.
Do you scout every
There's
place you go
actually
on a date?
a lot of the places
Well, you know,
over there are
it's
like
I
that.
know a lot of places in Westchester, as you're finding out.
Yeah.
So you know, I pick and choose depending on who I'm going out with.
All right, best restaurant or bar to go to if you need to bail. Which has the easiest
wow.
escape?
Man. Well, any bar over around here on Mamaroneck Avenue
I
is
was
pretty
just gonna
great.
say
like
these
Brazen
ones are
Fox.
good.
They have a
because
front and a
an
back.
Now,
entrance
Brazen
front and back.
Fox or any of like Hudson Grill over there,
Yeah, yeah.
they have a back and a front door.
true.
So you could easily like if you sit, you say, "Could we sit in the back?" Right, or in the second room, like they have a second room at the Hudson Grill.
Hudson does, yeah.
Where if you go to the restroom, you can easily walk out the front door and he will have no fucking idea for another 30 minutes.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So that's a tip.
great.
If you're unsure about a first date with a guy or girl, go to
Brazen
Hudson
Fox,
or Brazen.
make sure they have a front and a back door.
Ron
It
Black's
helps.
also?
Helps. Yeah, any of those places over there on White Plains.
Yeah.
But I must say,
Lily's.
I think
Lily's is a great place.
Lily's.
We
Lily's
love
is
Lily's.
great.
We
Tuna
love Lily's
tartare.
food. We
Yes.
But
And
guys-
Brussels sprouts.
But see,
Yeah.
in Lily's, everybody can see what you're doing. You know,
'Cause it's just straight,
it has
like-
to. Yeah, it's
yeah.
up and down. It's either got to be like Hudson Grill.
I can't.
Ron
She
Black's.
knows. Yeah.
Brazen.
Well, I
All
feel
those
very
right there.
privileged because I must say Elizabeth has not gotten up once to go to the bathroom, and I think we are an amazing date.
Yeah. Do you like me?
Do you like that? She has
Is there
not
a second date on the way
escaped.
for them?
I hope so.
Of course.
I know
love
you didn't get up
girls.
once. I was like, this is a great sign.
This is good. This is good.
All right, before we wrap up, besides Z Prime Steakhouse, which is here on 189 East Post Road in White Plains, New York, which I think we all agree, this is a fantastic
Delicious.
date spot.
Yes,
Amazing.
definitely.
Great date spot. A great
Love it.
family spot.
I don't
Yeah.
want to get up from this
Great,
chair. I
great.
just wanna
Take your
hang out
grandma
in the chair
out
all
spot.
night. I love
Go
it.
out with your dad. Like something.
nice.
This
It
is
really
good
is
for
nice.
anything.
Have a
It's a
party.
great party family restaurant. If
Yeah.
Easter or any
Yeah.
Mother's Day, anything brunch, I think they do as well.
Oh,
So,
brunch here would be good.
Lovely.
What's the place in Westchester that you would absolutely love a guy, any guy, whether it's your husband or a new guy or any random date, where would you want them to take you?
Oh man.
all right, I have a place.
It could be someplace you've been before.
My favorite spot.
Or a place you've wanted to go to.
My favorite spot is
Go ahead,
Harvest
Lynn.
on the Hudson.
Yeah, I do love it there too.
I love that place. It's my favorite spot. That's where
It's a
I had
good
my
date
birthday
spot.
party this year. It's great. They have an outdoor garden. It's
beautiful.
It's beautiful inside. They have a whole separate party room. I just love that.
I
And
love any place by the water.
any
That's
place
my
by
thing.
the water.
Yeah.
Same.
Tarrytown, Dobbsbury,
Tarrytown,
Hastings,
Dobbsbury,
all of it,
Hastings,
Irvington.
even over in Rockland. I mean, I know Westchester we're talking
Piermont's
about, but
got some cute
Piermont
places.
is beautiful, and anything with like just a really nice ambiance. I'm all about water.
Me too.
That's my thing.
I agree.
That's my thing.
I
Kaitlyn, how about you?
McDonald's. I have a feeling.
Sal's Pizza. Honestly, if a guy figured out that I love Sal's,
Sal's Pizza
Where's
has been there
Sal's?
forever.
it's on Mamaroneck Avenue.
Oh my God,
Oh,
where
that's
is
Sal's.
Sal's?
I hear Sal's Pizza, and there could be a
I
thousand
grew
Sal's.
up. I
No,
grew
no,
up
no,
on
no, no,
Sal's
no, no.
Pizza.
Sal's
and they have the
Pizza.
best pizza and broccoli rabe.
I gotta say,
They-
I haven't had it either, so don't
I
feel
think
bad.
we're going there
I
after this.
grew up on
I
Sal's
know.
Pizza. At
Oh
St.
my God,
Pius, where I went
Sal's.
to
I think-
school.
I think
They
I owe
would
you a
bring me
slice.
pizza from Sal's
Listen,
Pizza. like every Wednesday.
My dad knows sometimes I'll be up in my room, and if it's just one of those nights, I'll just text him. He's downstairs in the living room, and I'm just like, I want pizza. He goes, how many slices? And he no, we don't have to say where he's going because they don't even deliver. They're so good
See?
they don't have to deliver. He goes and he gets me
That's
my pizza.
what you're.
Wow.
So that's what I need my
so
man to do.
Exactly. That's exactly.
So
what
if a
you
guy
need to
does
do.
that for you, then you know he's a keeper.
Yep.
Sal's
There you go.
Pizza.
Sal's
Any of
Pizza.
those listening and interested in taking Kaitlyn Murphy out on a date?
Sal's Pizza.
Sal's Pizza. The other two, you're going
I'm
to spend
easy.
some money at Harvest
Not
on
that
Hudson.
easy. I'm
Me?
simple. But not vanilla. Oh, God.
Oh, my
You're
God.
vanilla with a little honey.
There we go.
One,
And sprinkles.
Oh, yeah, a little sprinkle.
one thing we like to do before we wrap it up is find out what?
You're like, cut it off. They're gonna make a whole Sunday. Okay, good.
Which
Sorry.
is always fun to make together, by the way.
That is fun. That is fun. Any places you've been to in Westchester? Any bands you've seen recently? Any comedians? Any restaurants that you had a great time or a shitty time? Mary?
Well, I'm not just saying it, but I love Lucy's Lounge.
Oh, yeah.
I think they have a really nice setup as far as for Westchester comedy. You do a great job with your promoting, and you know it's a very intimate, nice ambiance place. The food is really good, and you've gotten some really awesome headliners
Yeah.
there. So I got to say, I that is definitely one of my favorite spots in Westchester is for comedy. As far as a band, I love Hudson Room. I love the Peekskill area. I feel like it's up and coming, and I just love that whole stage and the ambiance and the lighting. You get a sound guy. Greg does a great job there.
We've heard that before.
He is awesome, and I must say, it's just it really the food is great. They treat us wonderful. Every time I perform there, they do a really, really nice job of treating us well, and
That's nice.
it brings in a nice crowd. Like, you have the theater next door, so a lot of times people are seeing, a comedy there, and then they just come in after for an after drink, and it's great.
Mary, any bands besides obviously Rocksteady that you've seen recently or heard that you're impressed with? Anybody like, oh wow, this band was really...
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of the Westchester bands, and I think that they are awesome. FDR Drive I've sung with, Sugar Rush, Sue and the Fun Ghouls. I'm trying to think who else I've heard. I have an appreciation for all different types of music. Even if I go out and I see like a trio of jazz or something, But yeah, I think that Westchester really holds very well for comedy, for entertainment, for bands.
Big time.
And I feel that, we all support each other too, which is really a beautiful thing. It's not like it's a cutthroat industry here in Westchester.
Right. That's true.
I know a lot of bands that promote each other. I mean,
That's true.
Liz, you do an amazing job helping us.
Thank you.
And even with comedy, I've seen you promote other places and stuff, and you're always trying to look different venues. I feel it's just very homey here in Westchester, and I really love that, because I have worked for cutthroat people, and I don't like it. I really don't. If I hear another female singer that's amazing, I'm going up to her and saying, "You are amazing."
Yeah.
Because
Right.
I feel, everybody has something great
We
to
have
offer.
to support each other
Without
and love
a
each
doubt.
other.
Oh,
Without a doubt.
totally.
We have to love each other.
Yep. So I would say that, Westchester's talented.
It is, yeah. Speaking of talent, comedian Kaitlyn Murphy, any places you've been recently? Anything you've seen? Any comics or bands that you've recently heard or seen that you...
Well, a good place that, I sound biased because I used to work there, but they do live music every Friday and Saturday. Sedona in Mamaroneck.
Yeah, I heard about that place.
Yeah, I used to work there.
They do music anymore. Somebody told me
really?
no more.
Oh.
This used to be the Applebee's, right?
Yeah.
Used to be the Applebee's. Yeah, they don't do music anymore. They cut that off.
Oh, good. My bad.
Is there
See,
any-
I haven't worked there in a while.
What's the gossip? It sounds like there's something
I don't know.
amiss.
Somebody just said
There
hey, there's
was,
no more music there anymore.
It
used to be
was
Friday nights.
it was Friday and Saturdays. Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah, but it's a great place though.
Sedona.
I mean, I love.
By the way, that is a great place.
Yeah.
Great bar.
I
great
love
place to
the
meet
owners.
somebody.
My
I
owners
agree.
were, my bosses were so nice, and
Yeah.
my boss, he's supported me and like coming to my comedy stuff.
They
So
have
that
a
was
nice
always
menu.
so nice.
Yeah.
I love their food. So
Yeah, they
that's
have a nice menu.
that's a great place. It's right up the block from my house. So I try and go there whenever I have some free time to like see my old coworkers, but also because I really do love it there. And if you're a beer person too, they have
Right.
50.
A lot of beer.
They're all craft beers.
That's awesome.
50. They interchange them craft beers on tap, and then
Yeah.
over 300 craft
Oh my
beers
gosh.
bottled and canned.
They have so many beers.
So
on
it's
tap
and it's
there.
beautiful in there. Yeah.
It
So
really
it's
is
nice.
nice.
I
Yeah.
love that place.
What's the deal with Molly Spillane's? I hear it's closing.
I heard it's closing.
Miss
Really?
Mamaroneck?
Yeah, I know.
Why?
That was like the spot
Really?
you went
No?
to for late night drinks.
Yeah.
But I don't know what
They
that's
used to
all
have
about.
bands in there too.
They
That
used
is-
to.
Yeah,
I
they
don't-
did.
But
and
I
Maggie's
noticed.
and Mickey's. They're all
Well,
the
Is
same.
it
those I
just
think are
Molly?
doing good.
It's
I
just
think.
Molly's. Just
But I
Molly's
gotta
that
say,
they're closing.
I haven't seen it like really popular, like very like
I bet the
crowded
rent
in a while.
increased there because they're right on the avenue. They
That's
got
right
a
by
really
the
good
water.
spot.
It's beautiful there.
They're right by the water.
Yeah.
I
They've
know.
They've got 2 floors there.
Yeah. It's a shame because it
they
was a
probably
nice
can
place.
Get more rent from somebody, and they raised the rent. And Molly was probably.
They used to do comedy up in that upstairs
Sometimes,
too.
yeah.
Dan
and they
Up
have bands.
used to
They
do
have
comedy
bands
there.
upstairs too.
That's so
Yeah.
sad.
They have party room.
That was a nice spot.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I
What's
think
happening with
Sedona's
that.
happy though.
We'll have to
I
look
don't know
into
anything
this.
about that. Yeah.
We'll have to try and get some information. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And only Molly. Yeah, it must. Wow.
So Maggie's and Mickey's is still together.
Those are good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
when
They
I
got rid of Molly, so the 3-way wasn't working for them apparently.
Wow.
yeah. So
Wow.
yeah. So that's Mamaroneck.
Yeah.
That's Mamaroneck.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Mary Elissa of Rocksteady, lead singer of the band, July 24th. She's competing at the Apollo
That's awesome.
Theater in Harlem.
Rub the rock.
Go check her out.
I will rub it.
September 8th, the
Rub the
Ferragosta Festival on Arthur Avenue. That's September 8th. September 15th, she's stomping on some wine at the Ben Marl Winery in Marlboro, New York. Check her out. The band, rocksteady.com, facebook.com/rocksteadyny. Also, Kaitlyn Murphy, Friday, July 12th. She's competing at the Empire State Stand-Up Showdown. Come out, vote for her. And if you can't make it that night, please come out Wednesday, July 17th, also at Lucy's Laugh Lounge. It's a fundraiser for Yellow Hammer, doing nice things for women's rights and women's health. So you got 2 dates to come catch her at Lucy's in Pleasantville. Follow her, KAITKOMEDY, on Instagram and Twitter. Again, one more time, we're coming to you from Z Prime Steakhouse, 189 East Post Road in White Plains, New York. zprime.com. Liz, any final words?
Thank you so much for
I want to
coming.
say thank you. Thank you,
This
Frank.
was so
Thank
nice.
you. This was awesome.
We need to get more girl power
I
on
love
this
it.
Yeah.
show.
Thank you for
loved
asking
this.
me.
This was great.
This was great.
Oh,
This was
it's
awesome.
awesome. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
Thank
being
you.
our
And
guest.
And thank you for all your support
Had
and
a
what you
great
do
time.
for all of us.
thank you
I
so
really
much.
mean that. Thank you.
And thank you, Frank.
And
for,
thank you, Frank.
Thanks, Frank.
sitting
You're
down the
always-
whole entire time.
Yeah.
I took on a lot of estrogen and I survived.
You did it.
Guys, thanks for listening to the Out in Westchester podcast. If you haven't already, please subscribe on iTunes. Leave us a 5-star review and maybe any comments. We'll listen to it all.
Gotta
Thank
come
you
and
so
check out
much.
this place. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was fun.
I thought it was a screen too.
Hey, give us that. Give us that open again. Ready? Yeah.
Whoa! What?
Overacting.
No.
One more time. Ready, Kaitlyn?
What?